Good evening. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ordo Arcana. I'm here, as always, with Ansley, Seth, Tila, and Matt, and we are going to be giving you another episode of A Dance in the Dark, an Eberron story, our fourth episode, and just a couple of quick shout-outs to a few people. First off, audio tonight will be we'll be using Tabletop Audio. You can visit them at tabletopaudio.com to check out really great soundscapes and different types of ambiances and environments that will enhance your games and just really, they're just great sounds. I've been using Tabletop Audio for a couple of years now, and I absolutely love what they do. One other final shout out, you'll notice on the stream tonight that we'll have pictures or portraits of the characters for the game, and those were done by a fantastic artist that I met on the Critical Role community. You can check her out on Twitter or Instagram at Tattoos by Alexis. She does fantastic work if you're looking to get a character portrait done. She does quick work. You tell her what you want, and she has a very fast turnaround. And you can see from the artwork that is on the stream tonight and will be on the stream going forward that she is an amazing artist. So thank you so much, Alexis, for our character portraits. I know that the players have enjoyed seeing them as they've come in. I have enjoyed working with you and just getting to experience your artwork, and it is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for those portraits.
We love those pictures.
Yeah, they're absolutely great. So. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. So without further ado, go ahead and roll that intro. All right, and we are back. So, quick recap. Last time, our party, I don't know if they're heroes yet. Are you guys heroes?
I don't know.
We'll figure that out eventually.
Everyone's a hero in their own way.
We will call them our travelers. Descended into the undercroft of the city of Korenberg in the gnomish country of Zilargo.
I travel.
And, I'm trying to tell a story here. Seth, shut up. I apologize. So, where was I? God damn it. Let's see here. You die tonight.
This is why you can't have nice things.
I know. This is why we can't have nice
I
things.
told you it was going to be that kind of night.
When he gets diced
Okay,
like the logs in an eyeball.
And scene.
Last time, our travelers descended into the undercroft of Korenberg, and they fought off a few more Warforged, and they eventually managed to find their way to the ancient ruin of a Cannith foundry. And in that foundry, they found the piece of the schema that Lady Eladrin Devoth, a member of House Cannith, had tasked them with finding. And after coming back out, they returned the schema to Lady Eladrin, and she paid them their reward. After a couple more days of convalescence in the city of Korenberg, while the Sky Serpent, or the Sky Splendor, underwent some final repairs, they eventually boarded the Sky Splendor and made their way back to Sharn. And at the end of last session, the Sky Splendor pulled into the airship docks at Highest Towers, which is in the upper wards of Sharn, and the deckhands were throwing ropes on and mooring the ship in, and you guys began to disembark, and that is where we will pick up tonight. So as you disembark from the Sky Splendor, a few things happen. So a small bit of your traveling party is still with you. If you recall, you left Lady Sarah Lisa de Civis in Zilargo, which is where she lives, and Professor Pierre Lecerf from Moorgrave University and Duchess Arain, a Duchess of the nation of Karnath, both made this journey here with you. They both disembark, and the Duchess, as is her wont, is aloof and pretty much just kind of gives you a curt nod and looks and says, "If I decide to return to that disgusting island to retrieve the body of my husband, perhaps I will employ you. Your skills were acceptable."
Your coin will hopefully be acceptable.
And she just sort of turns and walks towards one of the waiting skycabs. The professor looks to both Genesis and Riven and says, "Well, our time has been quite enjoyable on this little journey. Should you ever have need of my services or need of anything that I can assist you with, whether you need just a friendly ear to speak with or some instruction in your various areas of study, or perhaps if you're looking for a bit of work, I do fund out expeditions from the university on occasion. Feel free to visit me at the Moorgrave Towers. I would love to have tea and talk more with both of you."
Thank you. I would love that.
Expeditions from the university tend to go after magical artifacts, correct?
Sometimes. I tend to do a little bit more of historical research, but generally when you deal with the history of Eberron, there's magic involved.
History pays less.
You'd be surprised, my young man.
Young.
Yeah, you're definitely older than him, but he looks older than you.
Right. God, humans age like shit.
Yeah, and he will both he and Duchess Arain board the same sky cab, which are these smaller. They look sort of like what you would consider to be a rowboat in a size, but they have these big sweeping wings on the left and the right, and a fin that sort of runs down the middle. And those of you that are from Sharn, Oligar and Gendrix, you both know that these are a very standard method of conveyance around the city, especially if you need to go up or down. A lot of times if you're staying in the same ward, a skycab's not super necessary, but if you need to go from like the upper wards to the lower wards, a skycab is a really quick way to go about that as opposed to walking, because it can take quite a bit of time to navigate this city as it is very, very tall. Arveer disembarks last from the ship, and she just sort of looks at you and says, "Well, I don't know what the house is going to do, but with any luck, they'll give me the ship. I mean, I did rescue it, I suppose. And technically, I didn't lose the Cloud Maiden. So maybe they'll give me my wings finally, and I'll be a captain. I don't know, but if you're ever looking, if I do get this ship, and you're ever looking for a pilot, then certainly you can look me up." And she pulls a small coin, looks like a wax coin, out of her pouch, and it's got the seal of House Lyrandar stamped into it, and she'll hand it to you, Gendrix. She says, "If you ever need to contact me, just take that to any of the House Civis message stations, and they'll give you a discounted rate on contacting me. And if I'm able to fly you where you need to go, and I've got a ship, then we can work out a deal."
That's excellent news, Arveer, especially since you're the only captain of an airship that I've ever been on that crashed that made it so that we survived, but that was also the only airship crash that I've ever been in.
I was going to ask if you crashed more than one.
No, but I suspect that maybe someday soon we'll crash some more.
Well, hopefully not. They're ridiculously expensive.
I'm going to clasp her on the shoulder. "You'll always be a captain to me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Even if they take your ship and throw you in the brig."
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but she sort of looks a little bit nervous. She says, "I'm going to go find a place where I can find lots of drink and lots of sex. But before I go..."
Respect.
Are you guys from here? Do you know your way around the city at all?
No.
I'm from here.
Yes.
All right. Well, let me just give you a little heads up here. First off, check out a tavern down in Lower Tamek's Landing. It's called the Captain's Daughter. It's a little bit raunchy, but to be fair, it seems like it might be up your alley, and it's probably in your price range. It's sort of a rowdy place, but it's where the House Leonardar wet sharks hang out, and I figure that would be sort of up you guys' alley. So check it out. The guy who runs it, he's an old deckhand that worked for House Leonardar for 20 years, and he retired after a career, and he runs this kind of bawdy tavern. So if you need a place to stay, look him up, drop my name. He'll probably give you a night for free.
You said that the name of that tavern was what?
The Captain's Daughter.
Captain's Daughter.
Already very promising.
What's the guy's name?
Before? What could
Huh?
what could go wrong?
What's the guy's name that we're looking
His name is
for?
Silas.
Silas.
No, it's not Sid yet. Eventually there will be an airship captain named Sid, but
It's gotta be.
Say, Arveer, when was the last time you were in town?
I guess it's been a couple of months. I was up doing a lot of the final checks and fits for the Cloud Maiden on Dare for a couple of months.
I see. Have you heard anything about the Drunken Pixie of late?
Oh man, that place. I mean, yeah, it's nice. Well, no, that's not the right word at all. It's a shithole. But I mean, you could do worse. It's not in Dura.
So it's a nice shithole?
No, nice was I tried to be polite for a moment. Yeah, it's horrible.
What is this drunken pixie you speak of?
It's just another tavern. I think it's I don't know. It might be in like Lower Memphis, maybe. I don't exactly know where it's at.
That sounds correct
Why
Yeah.
would pixies be drunk?
from what we talked about. Don't get a bad idea just yet. I used to play there for silver, but that's been some time ago. Thank you, Arveer. I just was curious.
Sure.
You may still have friends there. I may be staying there while in Sharn.
I see. Oh, like I said, Silas, if you drop my name, I'll probably give you a free night. So definitely check it out.
That's not a bad idea.
But anyway, I'm sure you guys have your own business. You were on the Cloud Main for some reason, so I'm not going to keep you from it anymore. Like I said, I'm headed off to Firelight, and I will hopefully see you guys in the future. It's been interesting.
Certainly has.
Certainly has.
I don't know if you guys are gonna. I don't know if you are gonna stay together or what you're gonna do, but hey, I wouldn't mind jawing around with you again. So,
Well, perhaps that could be arranged.
and she will kind of shake each of your hands and walk off. You see as she does, she goes and talks to a man that's sort of standing at the landing, and she shows him something from her pouch, and he sort of points over, and you see she walks over to like this small, looks like a shed. It's a nice shed, but it's a shed nonetheless. And he opens the door for her and pulls out this disc that's probably about 2.5 feet in diameter, and it's got sort of a green glow to it. And he pulls out a wand and taps it, and it starts levitating, and she jumps up on it and flies off.
What?
Wow.
Okay, cool.
Oh, one of those.
Well, I
You would know that those are called soarboards, and they are individual conveyances that work in Sharn because it's a manifest.
I like a swordboard. That seems like something that Gendrix would probably enjoy riding around on. Well, where do you all plan on staying?
I guess the captain's daughter.
You think you can find your way there?
What, are you leaving?
I have something very important I must attend to.
I'll go with you.
That might not be such a great idea.
You said it was in Lower Memphis, right?
Yes, the Drunken Pixie.
Are you certain you want to go there?
The captain's daughter is a free night. I haven't been to the Drunken Pixie in quite some time. I have no idea what condition it's actually in.
Will you be safe by yourself?
This city is my home. I'm more safe here than anywhere else in Eberron.
Okay.
Safe.
You know,
Exactly.
I got matters to attend to too, so I'm gonna head to the captain's daughters. Captain's daughter.
I thought it was the captain's daughter.
Captain's daughter.
Singular daughter.
Well, you know what?
Does the
There
captain
could
have
be
more
more
than
than
one
one.
daughter?
We have drunken pixies, and
Are
I
they
don't know
both
why
daughters?
pixies are drunk. Where I'm from, pixies are not drunk. Like
I haven't
tell
been
you.
back in a while. I don't know how many daughters he has.
Ah, I see.
Let's go find out.
Yeah, and with that, I'm gonna head towards the Drunken Pixie and get cleaned up to go meet with Elvinor.
Okay.
Or what time of day is it?
It's like early, like late afternoon, early evening.
Okay, so
You would know that. Well, I mean, it's up to you. The Drunken Pixie would be a further travel than just going to the Fearlon Enclave, which would be in Dragon Towers in Middle Memphis.
I gotcha.
Which, I mean, you can still go to the Drunken Pixie if you want. It's up to you.
It'd probably be better for me to go to the Enclave then. I just wanted to get cleaned up. I don't want to present myself without.
You know that you can get like a room at the Enclave
Yeah.
because you're of the house.
Yeah.
So
I was also not sure. I should be showing my face around the house just openly and freely.
it's up to you.
Kendricks, before you go,
Yes, Oligar.
are you leaving?
Leaving? What do you mean?
Will you be coming back? Will we see you again?
I know where you are.
Now?
You'd be staying at the captain's daughter, correct?
Probably. I do have my own errands to attend to, but yes, I think I will make it back to the captain's daughter.
Well, perhaps. Maybe I'll stay at the captain's daughter as well. I don't know who all exactly is expecting me in Sharn, but I do expect that it could be an interesting trip.
Interesting cow.
As interesting as the rest of our travels have been, I assure you.
I wouldn't call it that. I don't think that's the word for it.
Fun and exciting.
Very well.
Well, I bid you adieu. I must go. I'm terribly late for this. And
I would imagine so if you were even remotely on time.
You're making him more late.
I'm
Fine,
already
fine.
walking away. Over
See
my
you
shoulder,
soon.
I'm like, maybe I'll see you later. And all an ass.
Okay.
I'm just like.
So where you heading?
Yeah, I guess I'll head for the Enclave.
Okay. Yeah. So you know that from Highest Towers, which is in Central, you've got to get over to Memphis, which is basically next door. So you make your way down through Highest Towers, which is very nice. There's like windows everywhere, lots of sun or lots of moonlight at this hour coming in, and eventually you get down to where you feel like you take a sky bridge over to Memphis, and there is Dragon Towers, which is just it's where all the houses have their enclaves. It's opulent. It's massive. A lot of the houses have a tower that sticks out of a tower, and so it like overhangs parts of the city. There's like big drops under a lot of the Dragon Towers area, because, to be fair, the houses are ridiculously rich and they can afford to show off and be super opulent.
Oh, of course.
So, but yeah, you know how to get to the Enclave. It's where it was the last time you were here.
Okay. Just kind of retcon one little thing. Gendrix would have gotten out like a good handful of gold coins and just like thrust them out to the rest of everybody else out of the bag of holding. He says, "Here for everyone to get rooms," and kind of plop all that. I'm not even sure how much he would have grabbed.
I'll just hold out my hands.
With arms wide open.
That's a little low. We got out like 100 gold coins and just like thrust them out to everybody,
Okay.
so that way that they can at least secure rooms and everything.
Yes, I mean everyone gets like 30 gold. I assume that you took the 300 that she gave you and have already split that evenly.
We just put it in the bag for now.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you wanted to split that even, you might want to do that before you part ways.
Then let's do that.
Yeah, we can do that. So 100 gold.
So 136.
Well, you already spent some of the original 100 that she paid you, so you have that extra 300 you can split, which would be 75 each for the balance of the job.
Ah, yes.
We got ingots to sell too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you can definitely go try and hawk any of your things that you have found.
Yeah, so
You're foul.
I'll definitely go ahead and I'll work on getting a room in the enclave and get myself cleaned up and
Okay.
probably take a minute to kind of relax and just prepare myself for this because
Okay, yeah, so
Gendrix
as you come up to the main entrance to the Enclave of Shadow, you can see there are 2 guards in, just like very ornate looking leather armor. They have these strange, well, to you they're probably not strange, they're these double-ended scimitars, and they just hold them sort of across their chests like this. And as you walk up, one of them looks at you and goes, "Only members of the blood are allowed into the tower at this hour."
I am a member.
Is that so?
Yes.
Face is not known to me.
My face has not been here for a while. I'll pull down I'll try to open up my clothes as much as I can and show my.
Yeah, you like
my
pull
mark.
off your coat and
Yeah.
unbutton your shirt a bit, and he's like, "You can't fake one of those, I suppose." So,
Certainly not.
and they'll stand aside and let you in.
How is, just as a kind of a passing, how is the atmosphere? How is the house?
Are you asking him, or?
Yeah, I'm just kind of saying,
Oh.
like, how goes it lately?
As far as we know, making money.
Business as usual.
Yeah,
Good to know.
we still have jobs.
Definitely good to know. All right, well, good day. And
Yep. As you walk in, an elven woman sort of approaches you as you enter. She says, "Oh." She kind of looks at you. She goes, "Well, I'll be damned.
be damned indeed. You.
Gendrix.
You.
Well, once the lady knows you're back in town, that should be interesting."
Does Gendrix recognize this person?
Give me just an intelligence check.
All right. 4.
No. She's it's an elven woman. She's and you know this for elves. Like, she's got like some pretty heavy laugh lines and smile lines and eye like crow's feet and things. She's pretty old,
Okay.
but you don't recognize her.
And I'll say, is the lady busy? Would she prefer to find me tomorrow or this evening?
Probably this evening would not be remiss. However, she's not here. She's at her estate in Oak Towers.
I see. Well, then I suppose tomorrow we'll have to do
It's your head.
my head. So, what reason have I been summoned back to the Enclave?
Well, we don't just let people with the destiny of the mark leave.
I didn't leave.
That's not how she sees it.
Well, regardless of how she sees it, I've been off gathering information. I was in Ondair.
Ah, and were you assigned to be an Ondair?
No, I was following a lead.
Of course you were.
Yes.
Well, if you wish, you may get a room here. You may go see her. She is expecting you. Apparently, Civis said that Civis said your meeting went well when she sent him to fetch you.
Well, my meetings with Civis always go well. Well, it's been wonderful seeing you again, but I should take my leave. As you already know, I'm quite late.
She says, "The marked cells are down the way. You know where they are.
Yes, of course.
Find an open one."
Well, thank you. All right, yep, and I'll go do that and start.
Okay, so you start getting a bath and those kind of things. What about the three of you? What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna go secure a room first.
Okay, where are you going?
Captain's daughter.
Okay.
Captain.
Everyone going to the captain's daughter?
Sure.
All right, so yeah, it'll take you. You are currently in Upper Central. You are going to Lower Tavix. It'll take you about 2 hours to get there if you walk.
Sure.
Okay.
Taking the sights.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you start making your way down through Central and or Central Plateau, and especially in Upper Central, you get not the nicest of looks. You, despite your brief adventuring career thus far, already have the look of adventurers of unsavory sorts, of rat catchers, as it were.
What does it even mean?
But
We're dirty
you-
folk.
yeah, you can tell the people here are like, you know what people here dress like. You've
They're
been
wearing
here
them
enough.
big poofy.
Yeah, they've got the
weird
big,
things.
huge coats with the high collars and the high knee boots, and the women are wearing the really tight-fitting dresses that expand out quite a bit at the bottom. Both of you are wearing pants, which is weird for women. At least civilized, classy women. But
Check out me in my pants.
you as you descend lower through Central Plateau, there comes a point where in Middle Central you would know that you need to take a sky bridge over and get more into Tavix Landing and then go down from there. But yeah, you eventually make it to lower Tavix Landing, and asking around a bit, you can find your way to the captain's daughter. Yep.
Horror. Yeah. I'll walk in.
Okay. Yeah, so it's it has a bit of a maritime feel to it. The sign outside has a scantily clad female human dancing in front of the wheel of a ship. That's kind of what the bar sign is, and it says, "Every man in town's been in here. What are you waiting for?" Painted
Nice.
below the sign. As you walk in, it is loud. It is raucous. There are people drinking and playing dice. And as you walk in, you see an old human, shaved head, really big, thick, bushy goatee, wearing just like a leather vest with no shirt and baggy pants. He just sort of looks at the three of you and says, "Ah, welcome to the captain's daughter. I don't know if you've been in, but now you have. What can I get you?"
That's
Well,
intimidating.
yeah. Now we have. You hear that?
He just sort of looks at.
We've been here.
He sort of looks at you, and he's like, sort of gives you like an appraising eye of like, nope, that one's too skinny. And then he looks back to Riven, who is quite an attractive, young half elf, and he's like, "Oh, my dear, what can I get for you this evening?"
I'll take a
Just got
water.
curved.
She's used to it.
He says, "Water? You're in the captain's daughter. We don't drink water here."
Seems that you don't take a bath either.
Well, that's a bit rude, but not an inaccurate statement.
She's pretty spicy. We need rooms.
Very well. I can set you up with a room. They are 8 silver a night.
I'm gonna dig around in the gold that Gentrix gave me and see if he also gave me the wax seal from.
I sure did. You don't
Okay.
remember me giving you that?
Yeah,
Like, here,
absolutely.
oh, you're from here, you know.
He's pocketed it.
Okay.
In that giant pile of gold.
You pull it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pull it out and hand it to him.
He looks at you and goes, shipped with the house lately, I see.
Yep. Now Captain Avir.
Oh, you know our Veer.
Yep.
He goes, "Why didn't you say so earlier, you fucking idiot?" And he throws it down on the table. He says,
Well, you were too busy flirting, or at least your attempt at it.
"Well,
It's not very good.
you'd see what the other women would say."
Probably the same thing.
And he sort of looks across the bar, and you see that there's like a barmaid who's like, the typical like busty, low cut bodice and everything. And he just winks at her, and she just sort of waves back at him.
I'm gonna
She
lean on the bar.
keeps serving everything. Goes,
The
well, if
question
you've been
is-
shipping with you said Captain Arvier.
Captain now, probably, unless she gets arrested.
Well, you'll have to tell me that story at some point, young man. But yeah, if you've been shipping with Arvier, she's an old pal. We'll set you up with a room for the evening for sure.
Appreciate it. And there's gonna be another one coming by.
Okay, well, how many rooms would you need?
Just 4.
4. And he sort of goes through the books. He goes, well, strangely enough, we've got several ships in. I've only got a couple of vacancies for the evening.
That'll be fine.
All right, well,
We can double down.
And he grabs the last 2 keys that are like hanging on a pegboard and hands them to you.
We've become quite close.
I kind
He
of
goes,
just
do
like
you
scoot over.
want do you need food, drink, water for
Absolutely.
the spicy one? What about for you?
You had me at food.
All right. He goes, let me find a menu for you here. He goes, if you want to go get your things put down in your rooms, we've got you can see a few tables. Feel free to hit up any of these roustabouts if you want to do some dicing or generally knows quite a bit. He's pretty talented.
Well, shall we?
What? I'm just like staring at like the girl over there the entire time.
Just come on. Put your things down.
Do they dance?
I'm just like following you.
What she's talking about? What are you talking about?
Genesis.
That one over there.
Genesis. Which one?
She's creeping me out.
I'll like describe what she looks like. Does she have like dark hair or whatever?
She's blonde.
No.
The one
She's
with the
talking
big
about
boobs?
the barmaid?
Yeah.
Does she dance? I'm sure you could ask
Like
her.
barely wearing like any clothing. That one. And I'm just like, that one. Not really looking at her anymore. I'm just like, no.
Did she notice that?
I'm going to put my things down.
I'm lost right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna slap a key in Riven's hand and just walk
She's
upstairs.
Okay.
just like weirdly like awkwarded out by like the girls that work in the bar.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like regular, like, you know.
Are you jealous that they have skin? Is that what's going on?
Why would you say something? I have skin, and I like grow.
Riven does not do well in the city.
I'm
That's a
just
damn
not. I'm just
shame,
not used to that.
I'm so confused. What is wrong with them?
Nothing. Okay. Nothing. Okay. And I just like walk up the stairs.
I'm gonna just shrug and just follow.
So yeah, you make it there, and they're the rooms sort of seem to be themed like the whole like the cabins that you would have on a ship. Everything's like plank wood, and there's like netting hung on the walls, and
Is this one mermaid themed?
it's not mermaid themed, just more ship themed. But I mean, it's comfortable lodgings. It's nothing to write home about, but it's comfortable.
I'm gonna put all my stuff down,
Okay.
and then go back downstairs.
Okay.
Sans the belt. I'm gonna eat some grub.
Okay.
Grub it up.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna put my stuff away and go find some vegetarian food.
Come up with a new catchphrase. It's wubble of a grub grub.
Some vegetarian
I
food.
like it.
I came up with that myself.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
No, it's definitely not. I 100% just came up with that.
100% just came up with that.
I'm gonna put that on the Twitter. Just check out our new catchphrases that we 100% came up with. The snitch and wubble of a grub grub.
Okay. So.
Kind of shenanigans you get on Order Marcana.
All right. So, does everyone make their way back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find a table that's sort of in a corner where there's on either side of you. There's just some different people, eating and playing cards. You do see that like at one table there's a gnoll that's like talking to 2 humans, like, and they're eating and just having a conversation.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm gonna see what's on the menu.
Okay.
Focus on that.
One of the barmaids will come around and says, "Oh, welcome. What can I interest you in to drink?"
Water, please.
Water, all right. Well, that'll keep Silas off of you at least. What about you, sir?
What do you got?
Oh well, nothing too special. Just we've got ale at 2 silver a pint. And if you want something that's a little bit more coarse, we've got just a standard grog for 3 copper a pint. You can also get it by the tankard for a silver.
I'll take a tankard.
All right, tankard of grog for the gentleman in the armor. And you, young lady.
I want 3 of the strongest that you have.
Oh well, all right. We can get you some fisherman's
I'm
ale.
not carrying up her upstairs later, so
So,
I'll leave that duty to you.
Just a pint.
I will if
pint,
she
3
drinks
pints
it.
of ale.
Sure.
All right. Well, that'll be 6 silver pieces. We can just start you a tab, or you can pay as you go. It's up to you. Are you going to be wanting anything to eat tonight?
Yes.
Do you have any vegetables?
Oh, well, you're in luck, young lady. Marsh makes quite a good vegetarian's delight. It's a plate of fresh picked mushrooms, berries, and seasonal vegetables. grilled
Sounds
up,
good to me.
Served with a special sauce that Marsh makes. Marsh is
Special
quite
sauce.
Oh yes, he's quite the chef. Worked as a scullion on a ship for several years. He's quite a talented chef.
That's a first. You actually get some good vegetables.
I thought you meant that a talented chef was here, but
He says, "What about for you, sir?"
What else do you have that's not vegetables?
Not vegetables. Well, we do have.
But I won't eat the vegetables.
We do have a fish stew, which is a warm bowl of thrakel and potatoes simmered in cream. And we also have our house specialty. It's called interesting name, a pig in a blanket. It's a spiced pork belly wrapped in.
I'll take a pig in a blanket.
All right, well, it's wrapped in.
You can't go wrong.
All right, it's wrapped in leaves and then baked. So, 1 pig in a blanket for you. Would you like a side of potatoes?
No.
No potatoes.
I think you should get the potatoes.
I'll take the potatoes.
All right. Would you like them fried or baked?
I don't know. What would I like them as?
He would like them baked.
Baked. All right. Very well. And for you, dear.
Oh, just the ale.
Just no food?
No.
Are you sure?
I
You're
have a lot.
looking. You're looking a bit peckish there.
No, I had some earlier.
I see. Okay. Well.
I'm
all
just
right.
glad she ordered ale.
All right. Well, I'll be back with those drinks for you. You said water, right? Could I interest you in tea, maybe, or milk?
Tea's fine.
Tea. All right. Okay. All right. So she'll come back with the drinks.
Sweet tea? How much sugar you put in?
Too much.
It's 10 gold to make a silver.
Yes, 10 gold makes a silver.
10 silver makes it gold.
10 silver makes gold.
I will exchange you 10
so,
silver
So it's minus
for
10
100 gold.
gold for 1 silver.
Right.
Got it.
Oh God. I'm not
Oligar
mistaken,
exchange
D&D
service.
Beyond.
If you're using D&D Beyond, what I'd recommend you do is take about 10 of your gold and convert it into 100 silver, and then take 10 of your silver and convert it into 100 copper. That way it's really easy when you have to do small amounts.
I was like minus 60.
Wait, how much was my food?
Let's see, your vegetarian delight was 4 copper pieces, and your tea is 2 copper pieces. And your water is free if you ordered food, which you did.
So I have. It was 4.
So 6 copper total.
Okay.
You have a
Well,
cheat meal.
cancel
Your
this
pig in a
out.
blanket is 5 copper,
Uh-huh.
and your grog is
1 silver?
a silver
Thank you.
piece. And then your 3 pints of ale are 2 silver pieces each.
I don't trust this.
So 6 silver
2
pieces.
silver each?
Yeah,
I
6
thought you
silver.
said 6.
6 silver total for you.
6 silver total.
Did you have something to say?
After she brings out the drinks, everyone give me a perception check.
Wah, 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 wah.
What do I see in the enclave? With my perception check.
Everybody else is rolling dice.
19.
19.
Go ahead and start it off.
10.
Natural 1.
All right. So, Riven, you're the only one who sees this. There is a very handsome elven man with a not similar. He has his hair pulled back into one big top knot that goes up. Just this jet black hair.
So like Ariana Grande, kind of like top knot.
Like, imagine the Blood Elves from World of Warcraft. Like that top knot hairstyle. That's what this looks like.
Okay.
And he's just wearing like just a basic, like laced up, linen shirt with these big baggy pants and boots that come up to his knees. And you can see he's got a tricorn hat sitting on the table in front of him. And then you also see this rather shady-looking fellow who just kind of moves his hand over the guy's drink while the other guy isn't paying attention.
I'm gonna approach the guy moving his hand over his
Righty.
drink. I'm like, you realize that's wrong, right?
Okay, so you walk up to the shady-looking guy?
Yeah.
As you approach the table, the very handsome elf just sort of looks at you and says, "Oh, haven't seen your face around here. My name's Talon Thaw. What's yours?" And you can see now that you get up closer, he has just these very thin blue and purple lines that look like tattoos coming up and wrapping around his ears. The hair that kind of falls down almost covers it up.
My name's Riven, and that dude over there, he's put something in your drink.
Who, Corso?
Yeah.
No, he was. This is my first mate. I'm the captain of the Dragon's Deceit, one of Lyrandar's greatest seafaring
So
vessels.
why is he rubbing his hand all over your drink?
Corso, did you? And the other guy says, "Of course not, Captain. She's lying."
I just saw you, sir.
Give me a persuasion check.
We see the shenanigans going on
I mean, you see that she got up from the table and walked across the bar.
and is starting shit.
Yeah.
That will be a 15.
15. He just sort of looks back and he goes, "I can't believe it. She's not lying. You've wanted the Dragon's Deceit since you came on board, haven't you?" And he goes, "Of course not." And he stands up and kicks his chair back, and he draws a cutlass.
Oh, God.
And he swings it at you.
I'm just
roll
turned around in
initiative.
my chair watching this shit go down.
I'll leave you guys alone for 5 seconds.
Fuck, I didn't put my initiative down.
It's your dexterity.
It's my dexterity modifier.
Nice.
So that would be a 17.
Okay, you go first. You see he draws a cutlass. What do you want to do?
What? I imagine I wouldn't have. What's his face?
I mean, you have your bag, I'm sure, unless you put it down in the room.
No, I mean I would have my bag. Like I don't leave my bag.
So yeah, I think it's an action to pull it
Yeah.
out.
I'm going to move back.
Okay, so you back away from him?
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's going to take an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Does a 24 hit your armor class?
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Natural to 19. So you take 6 points of slashing damage as you try to step back from him, and he swings this cutlass at you and cuts across your shoulder.
Well then I'm gonna take my rapier. Well no, I can't do that right now. I'm gonna pull out, snatch out, puppet dude.
Sir Gilliam? Okay. Yeah, so you see she just sets this bag down and just pulls out Sir Gilliam, just throws him out, and just... And he just...
I choose you.
So when she pulls him out, is he like literally like a
He's all folded up.
yeah, like a puppet, like literally like all his arms are just like blah.
Yeah, like basically like his arms like fold in across his chest and his legs fold up by his head. So he just makes this little package.
And like, in the air, he's like,
Yeah, and as she throws him out, he... Okay.
And
This
then
transform.
that would take my action, right? But it would
It's
take
your-
my move action or his move action.
So you use your bonus action to make him move.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to make him move in between us.
Okay, yeah, so Sir Gilliam imposes himself, and this very, like, crude sailor sort of looks down and he goes, "Oh, what the fuck is that, then?" And he just takes his scimitar on his turn and swings it at Sir Gilliam.
Protector. Oh well.
You can't do that to yourself.
Okay, well I thought you were gonna hit me.
No, he's swinging at Sir Gilliam because Sir Gilliam's in the way. But a 16 will miss Sir Gilliam.
Yeah.
As he swings down, Sir Gilliam just deflects it, and even though he has a featureless face, you see he just sort of, you can imagine, those of you that are watching, that he just sort of smiles. Even though he has no features. That's his turn.
I'm gonna immediately attack with Sir Gilliam.
Okay, go for it.
Watching this shit go down.
Thanks, guys! That will be a +5, so that is 16 to hit.
Yeah, he's just wearing leather armor.
That's a D10, but
Kick
he
his
deserves
ass.
it. He does deserve that. That's
I'm gonna give him some
7.
bardic inspiration.
Okay. So you do 7 points of damage.
Some
Can
gardic
we
inspiration.
can we do something while fighting?
Yeah, if you want to get in the initiative here.
Can I just like from my chair like take about 5 of his life? Just like
Yeah. He's gonna get to make a throw if you're doing it as a combat action.
not moving, just the thing that I do.
Yeah, no. But if you use it as a combat action, they get a save
Okay.
because they're
Yeah, I
aware.
was like, she's just not making it like noticeable.
Yeah. What's your spell save DC?
13.
Yeah. How much?
Like
So
5-ish.
yeah. So you can take 5. Yeah. You
I just
see.
want to kind of like get him off guard a little bit while she's over with him.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
you just
drink in hand, like
Slurp him like a milkshake.
so you just see he just sort of like coughs up blood, for no other than like Sir Gilliam like hit him across the side and he just kind of and you see his face sort of sinks in, and his eyes sort of get hollow looking.
I did not do that.
All right, I believe it is his turn. He will. You see, he reaches down and he's going to try to grapple Sir Gilliam. So you'll make a dexterity acrobatics check or a strength athletics check to oppose my roll.
Oh,
Not 20.
Nat 20. He goes to reach for Sir Gilliam to grab him, and Sir Gilliam, as he reaches, not even trying to attack, but he just does 5 points of damage as he shoves his sword like into the guy's throat, and he sort of has to back away. But that'll bring it back to your turn.
I'm gonna slap him with the sword of Sir Gilliam.
All right, go for it.
I gotta start getting on this Ballad of Sir Gilliam song.
I know, right?
Well, that's gonna be a 7, so that's not gonna hit.
A 7 total.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir Gilliam swings around this time, and this time he's ready for it, having jumped back, and his cutlass is already in the way, and he parries away Sir Gilliam's blade. Did you want to do anything?
yeah. Did you want any help?
Well, help would be nice.
As
I
Oligar's just drinking his.
yeah. As she says that, I'll hop in the initiative.
I'll
order.
stand up and like pull like a flask out of, or like a little tube out of each side and put them together and drink them, and I'll turn around and like firebolt the dude.
Okay. So I don't know where Genesis stands up and just flings fire across the bar.
These sailors are having a bad time.
Yeah.
And you can see at this point, like, a lot of other people have gotten up from their tables and are like, yeah, yeah. And like another guy just looks at a random dude and grabs him by the collar and just sucks it in the face. And there's and you hear like there's a couple of people that are like, oh yeah, I got 2 silver on the little girl with her puppet.
It's a 16.
That hits.
Okay.
Roll your damagios.
D10.
Yeah, kick his ass.
If I can find a D10,
Find a D10.
we'll try. That's gonna be 5 damage.
5 points. That is exactly what you needed. This firebolt catches him in the face, and he just sort of flies back and lands on the table, crushing it. And you see Captain Talenthaw just looks down and he goes, huh, well, I'll be damned. And you see he bends down and he opens up Corso Finch's jacket and he starts digging around. He's like, well, if he was a duplicitous bastard, I'll find something. And yeah, you see he pulls out just a small scrap of paper, and he just sort of looks at it and he goes, huh, that's interesting. Turns out someone paid him to take me out and take my ship. That's interesting.
Probably pirates.
As if somebody who doesn't have a mark could sail my ship. And he just throws the scrap of paper away.
I'm just walking up there and I'm just hyping up the crowd. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so you see the brawl dies down after this guy's dead, and you see Silas sort of walks over and he goes, well, shit, I guess I'm going to have to clean this up. And you see he picks the guy up and tosses him on his shoulder, and he looks to one of the girls, and he says, Kelly, keep an eye on this place. I got to take him over to the morgue. And he just walks out with this dead body on his shoulder.
This is normal as shit right here.
Hey, man, you get down to the lower wards.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
And Talenthal will sort of look at you and he goes, well, as I said, my name is Captain Talenthal at your service. Should you ever need use of the Dragon's Deceit and I am not on some other business with the house, I'd be happy to ferry you anywhere. And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a small sack of coins. He sort of goes, "Thank you for discovering the deceit of my first mate. I appreciate it."
No
Says,
problem.
"You can find me here whenever I'm in port. I like drinking here." And he'll sit back down and look and see that he doesn't have a table anymore. And he'll get up and go to another table and sit down with some other people and start playing dice with them.
How much gold did he give us?
He gave you a sack with 50 gold pieces in it.
Okay, so I'm gonna divide it between as if there were 4 people.
Bless you.
So you each get 12 and 5 silver.
So, and then I'm gonna leave the rest for Gendrix.
Okay, yeah. So you each get 12 gold, 5 silver as she divides out
really
this sack
nice
of gold.
Gendrix would not have put your cut out there.
By the time I get over to her, I'm still like, I'm still hyped up. I'm just gonna grab her.
I'm very
Just
annoyedly
shaking
just
her
like
around.
throw his hand off. Where were you in the middle of this?
Watching it was fantastic. You had it, or Gilliam did.
I guess he would have like slashed me across my chest.
Yeah, he just like got you
noticeable,
across the arm.
Or like no arm.
Yeah.
You call this good? You call this great?
That's fine.
Now I have to patch this up.
We can fix that.
We? I don't want you anywhere near it.
I can patch it.
Strangely enough, I trust her more on this.
Probably
know.
before I drink these 3.
She might try to dance with you.
I haven't drank any yet. I can patch it before that.
Are they red?
No. And I like point at like the 3 like ales that I bought.
Oh,
I would never use these on you.
but aren't some of them health potions?
Not yet, but they will be.
Those are the ones you gotta watch out for.
I am very scared. Believe me.
All right. So eventually, the barmaid Kelly walks over and she has your food and she'll set it down on the table. She goes, "Well, I guess Silas isn't too pissed off. You well, you didn't scare off a customer. You did kill a customer, I suppose. But well, not the first time that shit's happened in here. So enjoy your meals. And if you need anything, just holler."
Does it count if we saved another customer?
One that'll pay more money.
Sure, I suppose. Like I said, Silas did seem to be mad. So you're probably okay.
Okay.
Oh, quick question.
Of course.
Do you happen to dance? Do you girls happen to dance here?
Do you?
Well, yeah, as the night wears on and people are ordering less food, we might, if a person, a fellow, or a lady ask us to dance with them, we wouldn't mind dancing.
My friend here would like to dance.
No, I don't know how to dance. No, I'm
Well,
good.
you don't have to know how to dance in a sea tavern.
I just like grab my drink.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hold on. A 21.
Okay, yeah, it tastes like ash. What you drink, this liquid, but somehow you managed to keep it down.
I'm like,
All right, cut
You want
back
some food, or
to
do
cut
you-
back to Gendrix.
you eat
Gendrix is probably cleaned up nice now.
I mean, you're
He's probably
You heard it
got
here
the,
first.
the crazy triple top knot, like
Sure, yeah,
cascading hairstyle,
Yeah,
going
got-
with
got
like
the-
maybe some beads in it or something to
Okay.
make it look nice.
dressed nicest attire you can find.
Yeah, absolutely, like my nicest, not dirty, clean clothes.
Sure.
And I'll start heading for the estate.
Okay. You know that there is a spot here at the not in the enclave, but at Dragon Towers where you can rent a soarboard if you would like to.
Okay. Yeah, definitely will be traveling in that manner.
Okay. Yeah, it's 2 gold.
Yeah,
So
2
rent it.
gold. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 gold for the
Okay.
snowboard.
Yeah, you come up to the guy and he says, "All right, well, if you've used one of these before,
Yes, I have.
all right, well then you know not to leave the confines of the city.
Right, and it would be a terrible death if I did.
If you consider falling thousands of feet a terrible death, then yes, you are correct,
It
sir."
would be a fun way down, I'm sure.
He says, "All right, well, this is 2 gold."
Oh yes, 2 gold.
He'll
Okay.
pocket it, and he goes over and pulls one off the rack and sets it on the ground and taps the middle of it, and it hovers about a foot off the ground.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll test it and just put my foot on it, make sure it feels kind of sturdy, and put my other foot on there very easily because I'm very dexterous.
Yeah.
and start zooming off
Okay.
towards Elvinor's
Just
face.
give me an acrobatics check
I'm just
as you
picturing
board.
Bender walking around like the Futurama, and if they had these things in vending
That's gonna be a
machines.
nat 20 for a 25.
Okay, yeah,
Way
yeah.
out.
You've ridden a swordboard before, and you sort of do like you skirt off and do like a little loop de loop, and he just sort of looks. He's like, huh, well, damn.
Yes.
And then you head off towards North Edge, Upper North Edge, which is where Oak Towers is.
Okay, yeah.
You've never been to the address that that the lady at the Enclave gave you,
Okay.
but you're able to follow. Especially the upper districts have like good street signs and everything's very nicely laid out, and so you're able to find this address in Oak Towers, which is, as I said, in Upper North Edge.
Okay.
When you walk up, there's a small gate, but there's no guards. The gate is currently open, and there's a pathway, stone walkway that walks up towards a set of about 10 stairs, 10 steps that go up to a very ornate, like ebony wood door that has the symbol of House Fearlong carved into it.
Okay. Yeah. I'll quick take a look around. Does it look like there's anybody watching me?
Give me a perception check.
14. I'm not rolling bad today.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
Just jinxed yourself.
Yeah, about that. Okay. Well, then I will go up and rap on the door.
Okay. As you do, you hear, you see in the middle of the door, the symbol of House Fearlon sort of splits open, and it looks like there's a mouth on one of the on the symbol, and it says, "The lady is busy. State your business."
Gendrix de Fearlin. I'm sure she's expecting me in some manner.
There's a pause of about 20 seconds, and it says, "Please wait a moment. Someone will be with you shortly."
Thank you.
Does elevator music play?
Huh?
Does elevator music play?
No. You wait about 5 minutes, and eventually the doors
Okay.
and a human man steps forward,
Man.
wearing a very crisp suit. He's got a little handlebar mustache and a monocle, and he just sort of looks at you and says, "If you will follow me this way, sir, Lady Elvenor is expecting you."
After you.
And he'll lead you down a hallway through a series of different passages, and eventually to a very ornate looking door, and he will knock on the door, and you just hear a voice from inside. "Yes, send him in, please."
She sounds as bored as I am.
And he'll open the door, and he'll just motion you in.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
As you walk into this room, you can see it's almost like a big solarium. There's just these huge bay windows along the wall that look out over the rest of the city. It's a gorgeous view from here. And you can see seated on like a not quite a chaise lounge, but just sort of one of those like fainting couches almost, is this extremely beautiful woman. There's a timeless beauty that's written across her olive complexion. She reclines, like I said, on this fainting couch, reading from a small journal. Her jet black hair falls in plaited tresses well past her shoulders. She wears a simple yet elegant gown of blue glamour weave that gathers at the throat, leaving her shoulders exposed. Her almond-shaped eyes match the color of the purple smokestone that is at her throat. Despite her age, she is still heralded as one of the most beautiful and desirable women in all of Corvair. And she looks back to you as you walk in, and she sort of gives you this measuring stare for a moment, and she stands up and begins walking towards you.
Before she even gets to me, I would say, Lady Elvenor, your beauty has grown evermore.
Stop. 3 years ago, you left us, at a time when we needed you the most. I am glad to see that you have answered my summons, and that you have returned, like the dutiful child that you are.
Dutiful, yes.
Child, yes.
Gendrix's pride is just a little hurt.
But she looks at you, once again, very appraisingly, and you see a smile start to crack her face. And she says, I cannot keep this ruse up any longer. And she just comes and she hugs you.
I'll hug back.
And she's like, we are
Also bring a huge sigh of relief.
and she steps back and she says, please sit. And she goes back to her little fainting couch, and there's another chair across from her.
And like fluff out
And
the tail of my shirt. And
She says, I was originally quite upset that you left. But Savis told me you had your reasons. And I think I can understand the things that we asked you to do. Well, while they weren't in themselves anything. All right. Apparently we lost power for a second, but we are back. All right, we were dealing with Gendrix
We were in the paper.
and meeting Lady Elvenor Elerinthe de Firlon. Okay, so she looks at you and says, I understand that the information that you gathered that was then sold weighed upon you, and the things that other nations did with the information you gathered. And for that I apologize. But you must understand, this is what we are good at. It's what we do.
Well, my lady, I'm not in the business of facilitating the slaughter of the innocent.
Those people were not all innocent.
They seemed innocent enough.
It was also war. The war is over.
But for how long?
Interesting you should ask me that. As long as we can keep those dogs from House Cannith in line, then I think we can maintain the peace between the 5 nations, although there are more than that now, I suppose, aren't there?
There certainly are. How times have changed.
Of course. Well, the Treaty of Thronehold did wonders for this world. Recognized many nations that were forgotten or marginalized. But this is not why I've called you back.
What have you called me back for, lady?
Well, as I said, several of the other houses, most notably Cannith and Deneath, their talents lie in making war and destruction. And they have begun to operate outside of the Treaty of the Mark that was struck 1,500 years ago. They have begun to exploit the other houses.
In what way?
Oh, in various ways. Taking advantage of the halflings and their hospitality in the inns. Demanding that Civis carry messages for them for free. That oligarch Merrick's, he has been to our enclave many times, demanding information on competitors and rivals. We have not given them what they want, but
I see. So, what would you have me do?
be what it is that you are good at. Listen. Find information. And, should it be warranted, assist in bringing to justice people who are making a mockery of the agreement between the houses.
I see.
As I said, the war is over. I do not seek to tie you down, my boy. You are free to do whatever it is that you're doing now. If you wish to rejoin the Actors Guild or the Entertainers Guild, you can perform here in the city.
I have missed performing here.
Yes, there are many, many theaters and taverns and concert halls that would benefit from your art. If you wish to continue in the work that you and Savis did, I would appreciate that. From time to time, I will perhaps call you in or leave a message for you if there's a particular bit of information or a particular person I wish for you to get close to or find out some things about. But as I said, you are your own man. And I want you to feel like you are a part of this family again, and that you don't have to run from us.
Well, I appreciate the welcoming open arms, Lady Elvenor. I must admit I was quite nervous.
Well, let's just say had it been Savis that pulled that little stunt, I might have had his head brought to me on a platter. But, and people may say it's a weakness, I do have a soft spot for the Elarinthi bloodline.
Well,
I
it is
might
quite
let
a
you.
wonderful bloodline.
Indeed, I might let you get away with murder. So,
Well then, I suppose.
of course, there is the Shadow Schism, as people have grown to call it. You do need to be on the lookout and be wary for any of those Thorani bastards. We will eradicate them root and stem, but now is not the time.
Down with Thorani.
Yes, they have wronged us. I will have Elar's head on a platter.
Well, be that as it may, I suppose my mission is now to gather information on Cannith and Thorani, I suppose, where it is necessary, and see what sort of strings they're pulling behind the scenes, and perhaps I'll uncover this great mystery.
Perhaps you will. If you
Who
would.
am I kidding? We both know that I will.
Of course. Of course. Perhaps if you wouldn't mind, there's a bit of a speed bump in our way right now. I take it you are familiar with the Boromars.
Yes.
There is a little group of halflings down in Lower Dura. Excuse me. That have decided they want to challenge the Boromar clan. Now, normally I would not care so much, but we've worked over the last several years to get the Boromars in our pocket, and when you have a powerful crime family in your pocket, the upstarts that try to hone in on their territory can be a bit of an issue.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
If you happen to be performing at one of these seedier locations in the lower wards,
I know of a couple.
keep an eye out for a fella named Stibbs.
Stibbs.
Yes, he belongs to this group of upstarts called the Tinlong Gang, and they, at least for now, they are encroaching on some Boromar territory.
What did you say this group is?
The Tinlong Gang.
Tinlong gang, race-wise, you said
They're
were
halflings. Halflings.
Halflings, okay.
Yeah, the Boromar clan is a halfling crime family.
Okay.
They are halfling Corleones, basically.
Gotcha.
She says, supposedly he's been running a racket, both in Dura, and I believe they've started to encroach into Tavik's Landing as well.
All the way into Tavik's Landing.
Yeah.
This could be serious.
There's a small pub called the Captain's Daughter.
The captain's daughter, you said.
Yes, apparently this Stibbs has been shaking them down, and none of the merchants are brave enough to realize or to say anything, because the people that are terrorizing them also work for this Tinlong gang. Whatever they may be, the Boromars actually do provide protection against other threats. You know, they're not the ones that are shaking people down and protecting them, but these Tinlongs, as they try to get a foothold, I suppose.
So, since the Boromars have been scratching our back, I should scratch theirs and see what we can do about these Tinlong gang.
Well, I wouldn't say they're scratching our back. I'd say we've got our hands around their throats.
Even better. Much better. So, whatever it is that we need for them to do, would be better off without them being distracted by the Tinlong gang.
Yes.
I hear you loud and clear. my lady. I actually have some traveling companions who came with me. They made the trip from Ondair to here. It was an interesting trip, and they're staying at the captain's daughter, so
Interesting.
it might be easier for me to keep an eye on the goings on there if I
Of course.
seek their company again. They're a
Of
strange bunch. One of the girls is dead. A dead girl.
Well, I mean, that's not.
Leave it in Karnath.
Yes, I agree.
There's no room here in Sharn.
Well, I mean, we do have our own undead population.
Well, yeah, we do, I suppose.
Racist.
She's a nice enough girl.
Get this shit out of here.
Very well.
The filth.
If you are able to work with these companions, it will perhaps keep the house name out of the mud. If you have to do anything untoward,
Perhaps. I know the drill.
of course.
Well, lady, I take my leave. I'd best be going before it gets too dark outside. You never know who pops up whenever it goes dark in Sharn.
Oh, does it ever get dark here, though?
Well, somewhat.
And she'll sort of stand up and hold her hand out to you.
And I,
Oh.
well,
I mean, you do what you do.
I'm holding my.
She just sort of looks at you.
Okay. Then I'll grab her hand and I'll give it a kiss.
There you go.
Since I waited for a moment for coins to drop in and nothing fell in,
Oh no.
and I'll like do it up a little bit. I'll make it like a nice sensual kiss and like look up at her like
Sure.
as I do it. And
Yep.
yeah.
And she'll say,
Big
"Well,
wet one.
very well.
Uh,
As I said, I will. If you, I guess the best thing you could do would be to let Caravar know.
Caravar.
Yes, the stewardess of the Enclave.
Ah, yes, that's her name.
She will know that you forgot, I'm sure.
I
But
think she already figured it out.
if you let her know where you will be staying, I can send you messages should I need to get in contact with you.
Very well. I will stop back by the Enclave and let her know.
Very well.
All right. And yeah, with that, I'll get up and make my way out.
All right. So back at the
Yep.
captain's daughter. You guys have you've had your meal.
Oh yeah.
Did you drink all of your ales?
If I get like basically she has her little notebook out, and like after I drink the first little bit, I like write down how I feel, and so I'll continue to write for as long as I can, if that makes sense. So I do try to drink all three of them,
Okay, so
and I write along as I go.
so give me a con save on the second one.
25.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm not being affected by them at all. And that one is going to be a 7.
A 7. Did you roll a 1?
2 is your
I
limit.
rolled a 2.
Okay. Yeah, the last one, it's not so much that you're drunk,
That's a lot of it.
but it's basically what it is. Just you can tell that like your physiology is not correct after having this much ale. But it all tastes horrible.
Do I notice
So
it?
does it? Okay, so it doesn't affect me the way that it would when I was like human.
Right.
So it's like way to a lesser degree.
It's
Okay.
it's not that you're going to be like stumbling around and drunk, but like your mind is muddled.
So it's more like a tipsy.
No,
Or
because
like a
like
little
there's no
bit.
real physical sign. You get the sense that if you were in this, like that you would have difficulty like either using your spectral force to leech people's life, or that you would have difficulty like concentrating on spells and things like that.
Okay.
Can I try to convince her to go dance?
You can try.
Where are the other ladies and stuff?
They're still like serving drinks, and like Silas has come back at this point, and
Well,
Yeah.
how were they?
They taste horrible, but
Horrible.
horrible. I just it's more of like a metaphysical level I'm trying to determine, and I'm like
You know what you should do to fix this, though? You know, just to help you release that, we should get you dancing.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea at all.
I don't think that will help.
I'm gonna stay and continue my research.
One of the barmaids walks up and he goes, "Oh well, if you want to dance, young lady, or anybody wants to dance, I don't have any tables right now."
She does.
She does. I'm gonna slide her a gold. I think she wants to
I
dance.
think that's a good idea.
She just goes, "Well, come on, let's." And she's like, she'll hold her hand out to you and like try to pull you to the dance floor.
No, I'm okay.
I'll take notes. I'll hold your book.
Because believe me, we're gonna take note of this.
I don't know how to dance. I'm good. I'm good.
You sound like me being asked to dance.
If you change your mind,
You'll be the first to know.
all right.
I'll take another tankard or whatever it's called.
She goes, "Tankard of the ale or of the grog?"
Grog.
All right, that'll be a silver. There's a different barmaid.
I'll hand it to her.
Okay, she'll come back in a few minutes with this like huge well, you've already had one of the tankards, but yeah, it's a liter.
Nice.
It comes in pints, it comes in liters, and it's this huge mug.
Take a liter of cola.
She slams it down.
You didn't spit on my burger, did you?
It's always been too.
You know what you should have? You should have another drink.
They don't really seem to be affecting me quite the way I thought they would.
Did
So,
you try this? It's different.
You can make notes of it.
What is it?
It's a liter of grog.
Do I like? Is it? Do I know if it's like stronger than what I had or?
Not necessarily stronger, but just different. It's like really terrible. It's probably stronger though.
I don't know. I asked her for the strongest that she had, so I don't really think.
But
that,
aren't you making notes about flavors? I'm confused.
I don't really taste things anymore.
But you're doing research, right?
But then you should see if you taste this.
Okay. And I'll like take it and like sip a little bit of it first. Does it like taste terrible?
Yep, tastes exactly the same.
Yeah.
The bottom tastes different than the top.
I'm pretty sure they all taste the same to me.
That's not how it works. Special flavor crystals at the bottom.
Some chemistry going on.
And I like try to like super fast chug all of it.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
You are terrible.
Is it 12?
12. You vomit everywhere. Like you get about imagine if you think about Tormund Giantsbane and how he just runs it all down. He doesn't. He wears half of it, and you're trying to just nail it, and it just starts running down and you both see it. The eyes go wide. She doesn't have any pupils, but just the eyelids go wide, and she just give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm self-imposing disadvantage because
Okay.
I'm fucking crying. That's 12.
12. What's your spell save DC?
13.
Yeah, she vomits right in your face.
Oh, God.
Just a belly full of mostly beer and ale, but there's also a little bit of just dead.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean to.
Oh.
I didn't want it, but you told me that it tasted different, and then this happened.
My character's on the board. She's gone.
That last one.
Yeah, a couple the knoll at the table next to you just sort of looks and goes, I guess you can't hold your liquor. And he
What
turns
color
back to
is
his
the
companions. Huh?
Well,
I mean, it's mostly
Clear
liquid. It's just clear.
it's just clear.
It's whatever color the beer was with just this
Literally
little, a little bit of green chunks in it. But she hasn't eaten anything, so
Green looks good on
she's just
you.
got some of her undead stomach lining and beer.
Is that a half-work joke?
No, but now that you mention it. Does it
Well.
stink? I bet it stinks.
I mean, it smells like vomit.
Damn. This is quite wretched.
Yep, it's all over you.
Did you get to the flavor crystals down at the bottom?
I think he found the flavor crystals.
I think I most definitely did.
at least I know what my
Were
limit
you
is.
were you going back? Were you going to them, or what were you doing?
I was stopping by the Enclave.
Okay.
You know, hurry up and get back and see
It
him
would take me a
vomit.
few minutes,
Okay.
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, you've got your sword, so.
Yeah, well, one thing I was gonna do while I was there is try to go by like the armory and drop off my pistol to see if I can schedule somebody to fix up my stuff
Oh yeah, sure.
because it's borked.
Okay.
But I know it'll be like a day or two.
Yeah,
before I
you
pick
get
it up.
you get back and there's a dwarf that works for the house. And he's just like, oh yeah, that's gonna take a little bit.
Well,
Because I don't. He kind of looks at it and like he pulls the slide, pulls the mechanism apart. He goes, I don't know what the fuck you did to it, but that looks terrible.
I simply pulled the trigger, sir.
Well, it looks like make sure maybe your pressure cartridge was a little low. Anyway, yeah, leave it with me. I can probably have it fixed up in a day or two.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Take good care of it. It's quite special to me.
All right,
It kills things for me. And
that's what it's supposed to do.
Yes, indeed. I'll get back on the swordboard and head towards the
Okay.
captain's daughter.
You fly. You come down, and you can see that. No, down here there's not a place to return it. So, what do you do with your swordboard?
I mean, I'm technically still renting it, right, for the rest of.
Yeah, you have it for a day.
Is there like a place where I can like lean it up outside or something?
I mean, you try to like put it on its side, and it boom, like it just hovers. Like you know a way to turn it off.
All right. Well, I guess I'll leave it there.
Okay, just leave it sitting outside.
I mean, I already know it's going to be gone. It's, like a bicycle in a bad neighborhood. It's out of here. But I mean,
Free swordboard.
I paid my 2 gold. I can do what I want with it, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Do they have
Okay.
like a homing beacon on them or something?
They have chips.
yeah. All right. Yeah. So you kind of stash your swordboard sort of behind like a barrel and hope that no one sees it.
Yeah.
No, you set it upside down so that it pushes itself and looks like the barrel lid, probably.
Yeah.
There you go. It's fine.
And you walk in about the moment that she vomits into Oligar's face.
And I am.
Does he see like the broken table and all that and like the blood stains too?
Well, like they've cleaned up the broken table, and taken out the shards of wood and whatnot.
Just like vomit and like singe marks over there.
Now, you caught that guy square in the face. It just singed him.
Singe flesh. Though.
Singed his face off.
Yeah, you can see there's a halfling playing a dulcimer in the corner, like a little hammered dulcimer.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's all right. Well, first things first. I'll come and join my companions and say, was that one of your potions, Genesis?
Oh, it's the worst one yet.
No, it was just drink an ale.
She
Too much.
just flavor crystals. Too many flavor crystals.
Just even still covered in vomit. I'm laughing my ass off.
They said they were flavored crystals, but I don't think that's what they were.
A barmaid walks over and she goes, welcome to the captain's daughter.
Oh, thank you.
Once you've been in, you can stay as long as you like. Can I get you anything?
That's good to know. I may be here for a while. I would like some wine, please.
Well, this isn't exactly that kind of an establishment, sir.
Well, what about mead?
Yeah, we can probably rustle up some mead. You want a bottle, or would you like?
I suppose a bottle will do.
All right, we probably have a few. Would you like anything to eat? Fish
I
stew, harbor salad.
I just can't bring myself to put anything solid in my stomach. It's been quite a rough few days. Just the mead, please.
Oh, of course. And she comes back, and she does come back with like a bowl of like peanuts and sets them on the table. And she comes back with this like dusty looking bottle of mead. She goes, the mead will be
Right.
3 silver.
3 silver, and I pull out 3 silver and 1 copper as the tip.
Okay. And she'll set it down in front of you.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and pop it open and take a sip of it. Is it
Yeah, it's pretty palatable. It's a little sweet, which if you're wanting wine, maybe it's okay.
Yeah. Gendrix is not a fan of harsh alcohols.
Sure.
Yeah, he'll kind of pop it and see what the scuttlebutt is at the table, and if everybody's just talking about vomit.
Well, no, I was about to go upstairs and bathe before you walked in. It's It's a bit vomity down here now.
I see that. A bath would most likely do.
Smells a bit like death.
Does she feel any more groggy than now, or?
Now you feel better.
I've already documented the research. I feel a little better.
The
I put
other
that in there.
the other weird thing as you are kind of sitting here contemplating this is like you're like, I haven't peed since I died. So you're kind of like, I don't know what actually happens if I drink stuff and don't throw it up. I don't actually know how to get it out of me.
3 days
As
later.
soon as I think that, I start writing it down.
we're
Dear
running through
diary,
combat.
I haven't peed since I died.
And as
Keep the
the
slosh
magical
belly.
index comes up, you've written this like every 3 months. You have this realization of like, oh wait,
How long have you been dead? I mean, I wouldn't have asked that out loud. I have no way of knowing what you're writing in your book. All right, well, I will look at the halfling playing music again, since I'm no longer concerned that there might be
Where does the
people looking
key
for me.
go?
I'm gonna go up and talk to him.
Okay.
Say, do you think you could accompany me if I were to join you and play?
you can see he's got like he has like a bunch of feathers like stuff like braided into his hair, and he's got like what appears to be like war paint. And you can see like back behind where he's sitting playing his dulcimer is a raptor.
Nice.
Oh my!
And he just sort of looks at you and goes, me accompany, you accompany. Wait, did you say me accompany you?
We could accompany each other.
Well, that's not really how it works. You could accompany me.
Well, either way.
He goes, I got a contract to play in here, man.
Well, I think that I could help us make much more money than your contract is worth.
Nah, what the hell? Worth a shot?
Yes, indeed. It is worth a shot, isn't it? And for the first time, I'll actually pull out my family loot and
Okay.
kind of get it out and start playing with it. And
Okay. He'll kind of like play notes so you can tune up.
okay, yeah, get tuned up. And I'll say to him, "Do you know Peg Leg Annie?" my friend at the table over there requested it one time.
Well, funny you should say that. We are in a sea shanty tavern, so yeah.
I figured as much.
Because it's pretty popular around here, although, I'll be honest, when we start playing it, they get a little rowdy.
Well, rowdy patrons are well-paying patrons. I
All right,
found.
well, let's hear it.
All right, and I'll start.
And so he'll kind of start up the melody.
Okay, yeah, and I'll come in with a little like cool like lute lick, and then start going along with the rhythm when I go to start singing.
Okay, so Ginger's like popping along the bass line, and give me a performance check.
All right. Ew. Wait a minute. Let me double check something. I think that I get advantage on just regular performance checks. I think it shows up on my actual character sheet, though. Unfortunately,
Is there a
but for now,
specific?
that's just for baseline. That's an 11 because I rolled a 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you're kind of figuring, and you realize he's like playing it in a different key than you are when you first start, and he does not adjust.
He does not adjust.
No, he seems to know it in this key, and
Amateurs, and I'll adjust to him.
okay, give me another performance check.
Okay. That's better. 22.
22. Yeah, you fall into exactly what he's saying. He's playing a little bit different rhythm, but you kind of realize like you started playing like the way it's supposed to be played, and you're like, what is this amateur doing? And it didn't sound great. And then you're like, all right, fine. And you kind of adjust to what he's doing, figure out his rhythm, get it put in the right key. And every time like he plays like a twangy note that's not quite right, like you pick it up and make it fit back in and make it so it works. But yeah, like the crowd like gets upset, like lots of people get up and start dancing this little like weird like peg leg jig kind of thing where they like some people like grab a chair and like hold on to it and like bend one of their legs back so they have the chair's like their peg leg. And then like several people, like one of the barmaids comes and she goes, "Oh, come on, it's Peg Leg Annie. How could you not dance to this one, dear?"
Meanwhile, I'm manipulating the lanterns in the room so that where like around the tables it gets darker, and
Okay.
around like where I'm playing it gets brighter.
Okay, everyone give me a perception check.
11.
A 6.
21.
Okay, Tony, you notice this, even though this like barmaid is in your face, you notice that while Gendrix is like strumming along, his pinky finger keeps reaching down and touching this little gemstone at the bridge of his lute. And when he does, the lighting changes and, it sort of amplifies what he's doing a little bit and sort of puts the spotlight right on him.
Just make like a mental note of that.
I'm not, because I'm up dancing in the middle of it.
We have to dance. It's Peg Leg
jam.
Annie.
I don't know the dance to it. I know the jig, like the song, but I don't know the dance to it at all.
So Oligar's just like stamping around.
Yeah.
Like,
I see somebody else with a chair, I'm going to grab one.
so you do the peg leg dance
Yeah.
with the chair?
I'm
Okay.
attempting it.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing.
Silas, as Silas sees you with the chair, he actually like jumps out from behind the bar and like comes over with these like weird little peg legs. And he like hands you one, and you could see like you could bend your leg, and there's like a little cup that your knee could fit in.
Oh, yeah.
And you could actually have a peg leg.
I'll take that, and I'll
Okay.
put the chair safely back.
Oh, I love it.
Give me a dexterity performance check, not a charisma performance check.
13.
13. Yeah, I mean you don't fall and bust your butt.
Nice.
But once again, you're dancing with a peg leg, so it's what you would expect. But several of the pages. One of the barmaids comes over and kind of grabs you by the hand and
Still covered in vomit.
yeah, still covered in vomit, and she swings you around a couple of times, and like you and two other people that got these like fake peg legs from Silas all sort of do the peg leg jig together to Peg Leg Annie.
Meanwhile, me and Genesis are gonna attempt to do the dance.
Or are you
Yeah.
like the peg leg dance,
I'll
or
back
just
it up
like a
and,
jig?
Follow her. No, I try to like do the peg leg.
So you have a chair. Yeah, so you didn't get one of Silas's like fake peg legs. Yeah, so you have give me a dexterity performance check.
From both of us, or okay.
If you don't have
Oh,
performance, it's just dexterity.
It's not good. It's an 8.
That is a 13.
13, yeah. So you do pretty good with the chair. You manage to sort of make it look like almost like you just have one hand on it, right? So you kind of make it look like you actually have a peg leg with this chair, and you dance a little bit. Genesis, on the other hand, she kind of goes to put her knee on the chair, and it's like a slick chair, and she kind of slips over it and tumbles over the chair and like knocks somebody over else that's dancing. And one of the barmaids just sort of comes over. She goes, "Oh, lass," and she grabs you by the hand and like helps you back up, and then she will start dancing with you and helping you dance.
I try to dance, but my eyes are like this big, and I'm like.
Yeah, and you can tell like she kind of is looking at you a little bit funny, like because you don't have your goggles down, like so she's got these piercing white orbs for eyes, and like you've been drinking ale, so you probably don't have your mask on. Like you definitely look dead. And she's just sort of looking at you. But as you guys finish up Peg Leg Annie, she'll kind of spin you back towards the bar, and she goes, "So, tell me, dear, do you follow the blood?"
No, it's nothing like that.
That's interesting. My family, we never really thought much of it until my brother died, and then we met one of those Vole priestesses, and she brought him back as a zombie. He's mostly there, but I just figured you. No offense meant, of course. You sort of look a little similar to him.
Truthfully, the same type of magic went into what I am, but I couldn't honestly tell you exactly how it was done.
Oh, I see. So, well, anyway, just thought I'd ask. I've never, other than him. I mean, I've heard the stories of the war and those legions of skeletons that the Karnats have, but I've never, other than him, I've never seen anybody that's, been raised from the dead. So,
Truthfully, I don't think there are very many like myself.
well, it's good to know that he's not the only one. So, anyway, I'm gonna get back to my tables. That was a pretty rousing version of Peg Leg Annie. I hadn't heard it that good in a while.
About that time, I'm like taking a bow, like thank you, and one more round of applause for my my excellent friend here.
And
What's your name?
Everyone just kind of Like when they clap really raucously, and then when they kind of get there, like, yay.
Yeah, when the song finishes, on the dance floor, I'm gonna grab as many people as possible and just yeah, and usher them to the stage and grab 10 silver and throw it in whatever hat or assortment at
Oh, okay.
Gendrix's feet.
Okay, so just make
Usher
me a persuasion check.
I'm so good at those.
Gendrix is definitely taking a note of Oligar's.
Kind of with everything. I'd say you can have advantage actually with everything.
16 on the table, please. Nope. Fuck you, guy.
16.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Between it, they throw another. But all the people in the bar, they throw another 53 gold pieces in various coinage.
All right.
But you can just say it's 53 gold, so you can do whatever into the into a hat. And as they kind of clear away, the halfling sort of looks at you and he says, "We're splitting that, right?"
Certainly, I did say that, didn't I?
Well, you didn't say one way or the other, but it does seem fair.
It certainly does. And I'll start counting stuff out. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to put more silver, if I find more silver, into a larger pile.
Okay.
And I'll try to put the smaller gold pile together. And I'll push the silver pile towards him with the intention of giving him less money.
Okay, so make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Ooh. 10?
Yeah, he sort of notices what you're doing, and just sort of looks at you and goes, "Well, I mean, you can take a bigger portion, but it looks like you're cheating me a little bit."
Oh, what? I'm sorry. The lights and the music, it always gets me so confused. Here. We will we'll work this out together. I'm not very smart. They don't teach us math at the Bard College, you know.
Oh well, of course. And so he'll divide, and he'll take 25, so you can have the rest.
Yeah, the 28.
Yeah.
At the Bard College.
Yeah, I'll add that.
The Bard College of Math.
Yeah, math is not a core class at the Bard College.
Meanwhile, before I forget, I'm gonna make my way through the crowd and approach Gendrix and be like, "Oh yeah, here's you 12 pieces of gold."
Oh, I thank you.
I'm not gonna explain to him what it's from.
Sure,
I'm just gonna
sure,
be
yeah.
like, "Here."
Yeah, so she just gives you 12 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces. Like, there you go.
I thought that I played. I thought I was just a little rusty. Was my performance worth all that?
Yeah.
The halfling sort of looks at you and goes, "Hold on, wait. Are we splitting that too?"
Sure, and I'll give him 5 of that.
Okay, he'll take it.
I'm gonna walk back with the peg leg to Silas.
Uh-huh.
And
Wait, do you have the peg leg still on while he's
No.
walking to you?
no, because I would certainly bust my ass. And I'll hand it back to him.
Okay. He'll take it back from him and goes, "Oh, that was some pretty good dancing out there, my friend." And he'll put it behind the bar.
That was fantastic, and definitely probably saved you a chair.
Well, we can rebuild chairs around here, but yeah, usually I pull the peg legs out and give them to people just to see them bust their ass. But you did pretty good.
That's fair. I thought it was just for your chair, but I'll take it next time.
All
Maybe
right.
I will bust my ass. It was close.
And he'll go back and he'll pull a pint of ale and kind of set it in front of him and goes, "There you go, on the house."
Thank you. So, what goes on around here? It's been a while since I've been back to Sharn.
Oh, well, not too much, We try to keep our noses clean around here.
Besides the dead guys.
Well, I mean,
I know it's Sharn. It happens.
Well, I mean, it's not that it's Sharn. It's the lower wards. The City Watch doesn't make their way down here too much. I mean, you'll find them out in Cliffside because you got all the traffic, and you'll find them in Lower Central and Lower Memphis. But Tavik's Landing and Dura, no, they don't give a shit about us down here.
That's fair.
Well, I guess over in Terminus they might care, but not here.
Maybe that's why it makes it so fun to be here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of anarchy, a little bit of kind of laissez-faire, do what you want. It's why I decided to build my pub here. I don't have to worry about half the time tax collectors don't show up. I guess there are other issues though. A little bit of crime, organized crime happens and things like that.
That's gonna happen everywhere. Tax collectors probably scared to show up.
Yeah, probably. They tend to be little weedy bastards. He goes, "What about you? You come in here all armored up, big sword."
Just passing through. And I'm just gonna,
Yeah, I mean,
pull it back,
you
seize
see
it.
he's kind of eyeing it. He says, "You don't have any business with me here, do you?"
Should I?
I mean, well, probably not.
No, don't worry. I wouldn't catch you anyway.
Well, that's reassuring. But no, you said you were sailing with Arvir.
I was. We were on the new ship.
Oh, the Cloud Maiden. Yeah,
Yeah.
I read about that in the papers.
It was fancy until the pirates took over.
Pirates, you say?
Yep.
Huh.
Pirates,
Yeah.
and then my bounty that I was on the way with. They took over my ship, put us on the other Cloud Maiden with our veer, and then we crashed. Made our way here.
Well, at least they didn't kill you.
No.
Yeah, I've had some experience with that. I suppose maybe another reason I got off the seas. But
Used to be a pirate.
no, I was just a sailor. In fact, when I remember when Arvir first got her dragon mark, yeah, she was just a deckhand on a ship too. Worked together. She's a good sort.
Yeah. It's impressive. I hope she does make captain.
Yeah, I always told her that she should get the hell away from that family, but what am I? Just a regular old fella. You folks with your marks are different.
Family, what family?
Ain't all fun and games.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm gonna get reamed when
well,
I get back.
well, just blame it on someone else.
It's usually what I do,
Yeah, well,
because it usually is something.
well, I hope it works out for you. But yeah.
But
Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night here.
thanks for your hospitality.
Do
If
you
there's
have
anything we
throw
can
up
do.
on you?
Yeah. Oh yes, I'm covered in it. I'm
You're
just
probably
used to
crusty by now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at some point he probably handed you a rag.
Yeah. Just wipe my face off at least.
You're a little sweaty and it's just, ew.
You have a glow about you. You glisten.
Glistening.
He's lubricated.
Just let us know if there's something we can do to help.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, if anybody busts out in a fight here, I'm sure we can take care of it.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest. That probably happens every day. I mean, people don't always die. Usually, it's just people throwing a few punches, someone gets knocked out. But you start throwing around magic and little puppet boys. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. That shit gets wild.
I can only imagine. Well, actually, I know now. I just saw it. I don't even have to imagine. But and he'll just kind of nod and like take someone else who's trying to get his attention. He'll sort of walk off.
I'm gonna walk off to find somebody to get this puke off me. Somebody help! I'm covered in puke. Like a child walking around that just threw up on themselves.
I don't know what to do. Crying is my only natural instinct.
Do y'all want to do anything else tonight, or do you want to?
I'm gonna start working on a puppet.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the way that this works
Okay.
is so you because of your school, I believe you can do 50 gold pieces a day, right? So that requires you to work on it for 8 hours
Okay.
to get 50 gold pieces. So if you work on it for some portion of that, then you can get you can get 25. So even if you only do an hour, you'll get 25.
Okay.
But to get the full 50 towards the construction, you would have to spend 8 hours.
What's the least amount of hours I can work without having a level of exhaustion? Is it?
So if you decide not to sleep, then you'd have to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you get a level of exhaustion.
Welcome to Franklin.
You're not. It's not like, oh, you didn't sleep, you're automatically getting one. You might be able to power through.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna spend a portion of the night just doing it. So I'll take the 25 gold piece.
Okay, yeah. So you could just you could basically just spend an hour and then still get a good. You just sleep in an extra hour from what everyone else does.
Yeah, I'll
and you
do
get
that.
a long rest. Yeah, so you all get a long rest. Nothing crazy happens in the evening.
Can I make one of my potions?
Yeah.
So it's 1 leaf and 1 whisper poppy to make 1 potion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, it's 2 leaves and 1 whisper poppy.
2 and 2.
You should have twice as many. No, it's 2 and 1. You should have twice as many of one as you do the other. I think is what she did.
I wrote down that I got 10 and 10.
Oh, so you bought the same? Yeah, but so it's 2 Athelas leaves and 1 whisper poppy,
Okay.
and then just stuff from your alchemy kit like liquids and stuff.
I'm assuming me and her are sharing a room together?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just over in the corner and I'm humming the song and then making the potion.
Yeah, so you see she from her bag, she pulls out a table. And you're like, that's weird. And then you're like, oh wait, no, it's not. I have a bag that holds a bunch of puppets. And she pulls out this table that's about 2 feet long, and then she starts pulling out all these glass pipes and burners and all kinds of stuff, and mortar and pestle and stuff, and she starts boiling water and all kinds of crazy shit.
Well, I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have probably have some kind of material in my bag. Pull that material out and start sculpting a puppet of sorts using my tinkering tool.
Yeah, so you pull out your tinkering tool and you see she has these coping saws and things, and she pulls out raw wood and just starts shaving it down by the end of before she decides to go to sleep, you can see she has what looks like a leg and a foot of another puppet already made.
I'm making my stuff and I'm humming the Peg Like Annie song and I'm Peg like Annie, I loved her but she loved Annie, and I'm just watching her.
Damn Annie.
Do I notice she's staring at me?
You can give me a perception check with disadvantage.
And you try to make it kind of casual.
So that's gonna be a 12.
Give me a stealth check.
Probably not gonna be very good. Oh no, that's a 1.
Yeah, you can see that she's sort of glancing up over her little table of tools.
Those glowing eyes
Do you
don't
need
help.
something?
Yeah, right. Flashlight.
You didn't
Flashlight.
love her, but he loved her, Annie.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Well, I'm just working. I'm just making you a health potion.
I hold up the leg and I'm like, huh?
I can't put that in here.
It won't fit.
It'll mess everything up.
It's
Thought
not
you
what
got
I
away
was.
from Franklin.
Apparently, it runs in the family.
Can I help you? You seem to be staring at me.
Do you know anything about alchemy?
You put stuff in stuff and it makes stuff.
But theoretically, that's kind of how it works. But
Would I know anything nature-wise, herbalism that since I live
Yeah, you
in
can
the
make a nature check.
I practice Kirbyism.
herbalism, carbulism? That is going to be an 8, so no, not really.
I mean, you know what alchemists do, but you've never really messed with it. You probably tried to learn it when you were younger and just never really had a hand for it.
Well, what about herbs and stuff? Would I have at least seen someone in the village that I lived in do stuff?
I mean,
like
yeah,
that?
you've seen people do it, but you don't know, you know that it exists and it's a thing, but
Yeah,
you have no
okay.
idea how to do it.
So yeah, basically, I'm just gonna tell her that I know what it is, and it's where you take stuff and
Stay
you
away
make
from
stuff
me
with
when
the
I can.
stuff using plants and life.
yes, but I think you should probably leave it to me because I mean, the tiniest little mistake and.
You still make mistakes.
I do, but I technically, by probability wise, make less than you will. And I sort of take a leaf and throw it in there because it makes a little puff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, okay, and I'm gonna keep carving away.
Okay.
And I just go back to humming my song and finishing.
Okay. Yeah, so you get the leg carved and you go to sleep.
Okay.
Okay. And she's sort of humming this tune. You've
Do I have a dream about it?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's really catchy.
A whole bunch
Yeah.
of fannies.
Just his
flying
one
around.
little
Yeah.
leg, you know.
Yeah, it's you have a dream of like instead of like it's the leg that is liberated that the peg leg replaced that just dances like
yeah,
through your dreams. Yeah.
Okay.
You see Oligar flattening around on a little leg that you carved. Nightmare.
All right, yeah. So but yeah, you unless you guys wanted to do anything,
Uh,
Gendrix and
I'm just cleaning myself. You probably walk into, I mean, to keep it consistent, probably butt ass naked Oligar just in there just cleaning myself.
okay.
I'm cleaning myself. I'm
Hashtag
I'm
no
cleaning
shame
myself.
in any game.
Oligar, could you please cover yourself?
I'll grab the hand towel.
Yes, I suppose that will do.
His butt's still hanging out.
I'll just kind of sit on the bed and start.
There's only one bed in this room.
Oh, there's only one bed.
Just
That's
kidding.
really good. I'll just sit down on the bed that I've determined is mine for now, and because I'm not going back to the Enclave tonight. I'm
Sure.
that my board
Yeah, it's pretty late at this point.
Yeah, and I'll kind of like go like look at my loot really well and like kind of polish it up or whatever because I haven't like taken it out in a while because it's pretty recognizable, I'm sure, to people in the house.
Sure.
And then just kind of roll over and go to sleep.
Okay.
As he rolls over. Do you think she's okay?
Who?
Whatever her name is that I just forgot. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
I don't know if that was in character or not.
She puked all over me just a second ago.
Genesis.
Yes.
I wish I knew. What?
That was quite a lot of vomit.
That, well,
And at this point, you probably peek around and I've got all my bedclothes back on.
yeah, I would say something like, yeah, I saw her expel quite a lot on you when I first walked back into the door. I don't know, I didn't think that she could hold that much liquid inside of her.
You wouldn't think so.
What do you suppose caused her condition?
I have no idea.
She seems a lot more present than the other undead I've seen before.
I haven't had much run-ins with them, but I'd say you're right.
I don't know. What about Riven?
I'd say she's weirder.
You're not wrong. She's a strange one for sure.
But that puppet, that's
Pup-
intense.
He's inspiring.
Truly.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Truly! For the ages.
Yes, his little actions speak to me in ways that I may end up authoring some music about him. Don't know quite yet what it'll be, but
His face is blank.
he has no emotions. He's made of wood. I don't know, something like that.
I like it already.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Well, I'm going to get some sleep, I suppose.
I suppose we should.
Good night, Oligar.
Good night.
Good night, Betty Sue. Good night, Paul.
All right, so you all wake up the next morning, rested and refreshed.
About 5 minutes after he rolls over.
Technically,
Why do you think the sky is blue? I'm just kidding.
Gendrix? Yeah?
That's it. I'm never bunking with him again.
All right, so
I never
you
refresh it when I probably-
yeah, and the next morning there's like several people like passed out in the booths and on the floor of the captain's daughter.
Can I assume it's from Peg Leg Annie?
You can assume whatever you like.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's from Peg Leg Annie.
Sure.
I don't know.
Would you break?
Well, I never refreshed it when our power went out, and then when I tried to refresh it just now, it says no internet.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. We're
It's not really.
yeah, we're pretty close to being done. Yeah. So, is there what would you like to do?
I want to go to the nearest hat shop. I don't want it to like too expensive, but I need it like decently priced.
Okay. Yeah, you'd probably have to go to Middle Memphis for that.
Okay, how far away is that?
One district or one one quarter over and one ward up. So it'd take you about between 30 minutes and an hour to walk there.
Did I hear you going to a hat shop?
Yes, I am going to that shop. Would you like to?
I do
honk?
need to go to a hat shop.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to
When you leave the pub the next morning, your board is gone.
Hey, I figured as much.
And it's not what
You can
think.
give me an Arcana check though.
Somebody went to get fish out of that barrel and just took off.
They would just pick it up.
That little fish boy is gone.
You said an Arcana check?
Something smells
That's
fishy to
probably
me.
gonna be a flat 13. It's a 15.
A 15? Yeah, you know that if they are inactive for a certain amount of time, then they have a spell on them that sends them back to where they go.
Yeah. That's okay.
So it may not have gotten stolen. You don't know.
It might not have been stolen.
I still like the story of Fish Boy on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
He's cruising.
Okay, yeah, so you make your way through Lower Tavik's Landing, and it's during the day, especially kind of this section that you're in, it's really dirty and gross. It stinks. A lot of people have puked in the streets. You get the sense that this is not a fantastic place to be unless you're okay with living pretty rough. But the people seem happy. Like it's not, especially the two of you that are from here, you know the Lower Dura, like the people aren't happy. Like the people in Lower Dura are like, F this noise. Life sucks. These people are like, they're okay with being poor and living in shit. Like, they're like, it's our lot in life. It's okay. Like, we make do with what we got. The watch is around enough. It's not terrible. As you begin to make your way up, obviously things always get better the higher you go. But eventually, you make your way into Middle Memphis, and you can find a haberdashery if you would like.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk in there,
Okay?
the nearest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm gonna be looking for something that looks like a cowboy hat.
That looks like a cowboy hat. Okay. You
Something
give
like
me as you walk into the shop. You see this half-elven gentleman sort of walk out, very nicely attired, buttoned up shirt with a big cravat, a nice coat that extends pretty far, almost all the way down to his ankles, but it's not really flared out at all. And he just sort of walks in and he goes, good morning, my dear. We've just opened. You're our first customer of the day. What are you looking for? What can I interest you in to cover that pretty little head of yours?
A cowboy hat. I don't know what that's called in this game, or
A cowboy hat. I'm unaware. And he goes, can you describe what it, and you can see there's hats like on little hat pegs all around the walls. He goes, can you describe what this cowboy hat would look like?
Like a rustler hat of sorts?
it's kind of like, okay, let's say that you had it's like a top hat, but it's like dipped in.
Okay, so we're a top hat that's been crushed. Okay.
Not crushed, but dipped in.
Okay, so it's formed. Okay. Is it just a straight hat? Does it have a brim?
It has a brim.
Okay, just in the front or
It goes all the way around.
all the way around? Okay, and all right. And he sort of
You
looks
could have
around.
invented the baseball cap cowboy hat. That would have been fantastic.
That's just called a military cap.
With mesh back, so it could have been like the trucker hat, cowboy hat.
Turning.
I want one of those.
So he pulls off a hat that it doesn't quite have the dip in the top, and it actually looks similar to the hat that Genesis wears. It's just a cylinder hat with not a super wide brim, but it does have a brim on it. He says, I think this is the closest that I would have. He says I could attempt to modify to your specifications if you would like, my dear.
So would I know out of game? Does it look like a hat, like a cowboy hat, or like how close does it look like to a cowboy hat?
If I told you what a plague doctor hat looks like, do you know what I mean by that?
Oh my.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Not the mask, not a plague doctor
Okay.
mask, but just the part that goes on your head is a cylinder that's about this tall,
Okay.
and then it has a brim.
Okay.
It's not. It's the hat that I always wore in Red Dead.
Okay, so like the exorcist priest hat?
No, that's like a witch hunter hat.
Like this?
Like
Yeah.
that?
I think. I can't really see what you're looking at, but
Like that.
Yeah, it's that kind
Heck
of hat.
yeah, I want that hat.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like Genesis has a hat that looks almost exactly like that. Hers is just
I
kinda
want
beaten
that
up.
hat.
Okay. He says, "All right. Let's see here," and he sort of looks it up, flips over, he goes, "That one will be 7 gold pieces."
I'll convince you to wear it.
Meanwhile, Ginger's just looking at some of like the finer hats that are.
Yeah, they've got
top
one
shelf.
that sort of has like this slanted front, but it has a very wide brim. It is basically Jarlaxle's hat.
Okay.
So you're in the shop with me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to you. Hey, I got you this cool hat.
I'm gonna look at it and go, "You got that for me."
Yes. It's a cool hat.
And kind of to himself, Gendrix is like, "She really likes my playing." Do you really think that hat fits my attire? Or,
Well, we gotta try it first.
I recoil like pretty quick. I grab the hat from you and I go to like place it on my head. Is there like any kind of mirror anywhere?
Yeah.
I'll gonna take a look in the mirror. Then I'll look at I'll look at Genesis. And I'll look at her hat.
I like it. I sort of like mine.
And I'll take it off and I'll say, "You think we could find one a bit smaller, or maybe something with some nice plumage, something that would."
How much to put plumage on it?
He says, "Well, I could." It doesn't have a band on it currently. He says, "I could put a silk band on it, and we could. I could find. I have a selection of feathers for making hats. So, maybe another gold."
Making a quick glance around.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything that looks remotely like a nicer version of Indiana Jones's fedora?
Roll me some percentile dice.
48.
48. Nope.
Okay.
Probably the fanciest thing you see is the Jarlaxle hat.
I look up and I look at that hat and I say, how much for that one up there?
He says, that one would be 20 gold pieces. That is quite a fine hat. It has an interior band that is adjustable.
Oh.
And the feather on it is from a cockatrice.
A cockatrice feather.
Yes.
Cockatrice.
I'll tell you later. So, I have a question, Riven. Would your feelings be terribly hurt if I told you that I would prefer to have that hat?
Nope, because it's uglier.
It is
Perhaps.
very very flashy. It is a flashy hat.
I'm gonna turn like
I
the
take it you're not
hat.
from a city.
No. I'm gonna put the hat on and be like.
Yeah, you put it on it, sort of. Thunk, it's a little big on you.
It is.
He sort of looks. He goes, "Oh, I can." He said, "I can adjust that for you, my dear. It would just take me maybe an hour or so.
Okay.
If you have other shopping to do in the district, you could." come back."
Totally. I'm gonna give him the hat back.
Okay. He says, "Just 1 gold to do the adjustment."
I'm flipping the coin.
Okay.
And I'll take the
Okay. Yeah.
nice hat.
20 gold for the fancy cap.
Heck yeah, I got a hat.
I'm just standing in a mirror and I have like a bowler hat and like a trilby hat,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just staring at the mirror and I have both of them in my hand. I'm not trying either one of them on. I'm just staring at the mirror, looking at myself holding both of them.
Okay.
And I just can't decide which one I want.
Okay.
Sidle up to him with my nice hat on.
What's the other one? You said a bowler hat? A
Okay.
boulder hat and a what?
A bowler hat and a trilby hat.
A trilby hat?
A trilby.
Trilby. What's a trilby hat?
Who wears a
What
trilby?
some people think is a fedora.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of people. Yeah, like the very small brimmed, what people call fedoras. Those are trilbies. Did y'all watch The Expanse?
No.
Okay, that's what what's his face wears. Miller wears a trilby.
See, my whole goal was to convince you to get a hat, and I'm glad I did convince you to get a hat.
I'm gonna walk over to Oligar. I like that one.
I think it's a little too small for your head, though.
You should get something flashier.
No.
Just show yourself off.
Scale mail and a trilby.
Yeah. That will convince me not to get a hat. But we're in a hat shop.
Bowler.
You have to get a hat. I'll put the bowler hat on.
I,
It's just like plain black.
It says classy but sassy.
you look like you should be selling shoes.
I do not sell shoes.
Try the other one.
I'll take it off. I'll put the other one on.
That one has more attitude. If you lower the brim, you cut your eyes, and you might really intimidate someone.
I'll just do that.
Ooh, yeah, I got a chill.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh. Nope, that's not enough. God, I don't even know why I'm looking. That's a 5.
What'd you roll in your insight?
My insight was a 12 or a 13.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna be like, I'm still putting on like, oh, woo.
Yeah, put on airs.
Yeah.
Can I see if I can call him out on it?
Yeah, give me deception
Nope. I'll be like,
versus your insight.
Alright, inside is +1. That's a 9.
Okay, give me 1 second here. I gotta double check on this thing. That was a deception I had to do.
Uh-huh.
All right, that's gonna be a 10 altogether.
Yeah.
Dadgummit!
Yeah, he's pretty convincing. Like, whoa! But you kind of look at Olgar and you're like, what? All right, well, whatever. If he's scared of him,
I was focused on him.
Yeah,
I believe I will take this hat.
look him in the eye.
he says for the trophy.
Yeah.
He says, all right, that will be 5 gold pieces. Like all the hats are pretty nice. Like there's like silk, you know, they're made out of nice materials. He says, anything? Oh, you already have a hat, my dear. He says, although it is a bit worn. Would you like to maybe purchase a new hat, or perhaps I could do some repairs for you?
It kind of serves its purpose. I don't really even like to wear it.
Very well then.
If I
You
may,
can change it if you like, I guess.
I would be willing to put up a bit of money if you would please have your hat repaired or buy a new one.
You want to buy me a present?
I want to make you look better when you walk around with me.
Okay.
You will find that this city is all about appearance, darling.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have much appearance there, to
Well,
be
that's
fair.
why we must enhance as much as we can, you see.
Can certainly try.
You can certainly try.
So yeah, I start looking around for hats, and I look and I say, do you have one that would fit her, or how long do you think it would take to fix that one up?
Oh, he says, it looks like I would need to just basically reskin. He'll ask to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he'll kind of hold it and he'll see. He says the framing and everything looks fine. Yeah, it just appears it needs it's made out of a rather rough material, but I could put a fresh sheen of silk on it and have it good as new.
How much for that?
Oh, 3 gold pieces.
3 gold pieces it is. You're
So-
going to love this hat when it's
So
over with.
take me about an hour in addition
It's
to
gonna be huge.
resizing hers.
Also, are there any like clothing places around?
There are clothing, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to go there next.
Okay. As you head out of the shop, Oligar, make me a perception check.
With this super silky, pretty hat and this like worn trench.
Bless.
Is this like in
Oh
Fallout
my
where he gets
God.
like extra perception because he's got a hat on now?
That's a 9.
9. Okay.
Making my way downtown.
Okay. Yeah. So you head a few doors down. There's a clothing shop.
Okay, I'm gonna look for something that is like similar to what I'm wearing, but a more elegant way.
Okay. So just like a fancier like bodice and vest and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's a. You have to go to a men's store to
Yeah.
find something like that. And you sort of go in and there's a actually a goblin that's just pacing around. You can see he's got like the tape around his neck and everything. And he just looks up at you and says, "Oh, good day. This is a men's clothing store."
Okay. I would like some pants and something to replace this that's a little bit nicer.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything that'll fit you well. As I said, it's for a men's clothing store, but if I could take your measurements, I could probably. I know I can make you something.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let him take my measurements.
Okay, so he'll stand you up on like the little like thing, and he'll
T-pose.
and you can see he walks over to the counter and he reaches into like what looks like a little snuff box and he grabs a pinch and sniffs something and he just starts to float and he sort of comes around and he starts taking all your measurements like flying through the air.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
And-
turn to him. Is that magical crack?
He goes, no, it's just float powder.
Oh, okay.
And so he takes all of your measurements. He goes, all right, so I can see you've got a fairly shabby bodice and leather vest there and fairly shabby pants. You say you want something nicer?
Yes.
All right, so are we talking a silk vest with a pattern on it, perhaps? A nicer shirt? Do you want a gentleman's shirt with a collar and so you could
Yes.
wear a cravat, perhaps?
Yes.
All right, and what kind of pants? Do you want cloth pants? Do you want silk pants? Do you want leather pants? Do you want...
Leather.
Okay.
So I can squeak when I walk by.
All right, I can. Do you want? Oh, you want squeaky leather, or do you want just like quiet leather?
I want squeaky leather.
All right, squeaky leather it is.
She'll have the quiet leather, please.
Bondage.
Well, now I'm confused. Squeaky or quiet? Which will it be?
I prefer quiet. I like things quiet, but I suppose they are her pants. Riven, please make your choice. I apologize for stepping on your decision to buy very noisy pants.
I heard the non-squeaky ones are more opulent.
Squeaky, non-squeaky, squeaky, non-squeaky. This is too much for a little farm girl like me.
This episode of Pretty Woman.
Pretty much.
Does the sound cost more?
It's just two different finishes of the leather. That's all.
Unsqueaky.
Non-squeaky.
Non-squeaky.
Okay, non-squeaky. All right. So we've got leather. He's got your measurements now, and you see he puts his tape back around his neck, and he picks up a like what looks like a little clipboard, and he pulls a pen out from behind his ear, and he starts writing. He's like, "All right, we've got leather pants, non-squeaky, and he'll show you several different patterns. There's like a paisley pattern and sort of like a starburst pattern.
What's the coolest looking pattern?
I mean, that's up to you.
Starburst or Paisley?
I'm gonna turn to Genesis. Which one do you think I should get?
I mean, there's probably like 8 or 10 patterns. I just can't think of any
Is
other
there anything
names
that
of
looks
patterns.
remotely like fire?
Yeah, there's one that sort of looks like that looks like almost like Guy Fieri sort of bowling shirt pattern.
I like that one.
Of course she does.
That one it is. I like it too. Good
He
choice.
says, all right, I've actually got that one in a couple of different colors. You can get it in purple, you can get it in red, or you can get it in green.
She wants it in red.
Once again, I'm being confused by someone else and you. Which one do you want?
She said I wanted it in red, so I wanted it in red.
All right, so we've got
I
the
believe she said you wanted it red.
All right, so we've got the red flame pattern silk vest, the silk shirt, and the leather non-squeaky pants, custom made.
like if they get
These will
red,
take me
they have to go to
this will take me a couple of days to make, but I should be able to have it ready for you. As I said, a couple of days. Total will be let's see, altogether 45 gold.
Okay, I'm gonna give him 45.
Okay.
We're gonna have to wait a
Hendrix
couple
was
of
going to pitch
days.
in on this for the beautifying of the party, but 45 gold is a bit steep for him. He's like,
He has like custom tailored clothing.
yeah.
Well, a lot of it is that I know that I look like trash, and I'm trying to, if I want to,
You're like a bumpkin.
yeah,
Trying to prove that you're not from not around here.
yeah.
I just want to see that this dude's assistant like read this like non-squeaky guy.
If she would just wear girls' clothing, it wouldn't be so bad.
I just can't believe we have to wait a couple of days to go to Flavor Town.
You went with the fire. Okay.
Does
Yeah, so
he
as
have
you-
jackets
Huh?
on there? Does he have like dusters?
Yeah, his coats.
What?
His coats.
Okay. I thought you said goats, and I was like, hey,
He doesn't have like dust. He has like suits,
like suit coats?
like suit coats. Yeah.
No. I want like bigger than that. I don't want a suit coat.
Okay. Yeah, you'd have to.
I want to go to a jacket store.
Okay. You'd have to find a different shop. But yeah, I mean, you can
Just
find
ye
it.
old jackets.
As you walk out of this shop, and unless anybody else wants to do anything with the Goblin clothing store. Okay.
Pretty attached to my coat.
Bid you farewell, Master.
Yeah,
Traveler.
her coat is gross, by the way.
What could you do with her coat?
So I don't.
No, I'm attached. I'm pretty attached to it. I got it just the way I like.
Just the way you like.
Can we at least wash it?
No, you can't put. No,
What if we put flames on it?
I think there's flames inside of it. I can.
Can I at least try to spruce you up a bit?
Will it harm my chemicals?
I should think not, and I just press the digitation and start like,
Yeah, I mean, you get some of the dirt off of her.
yeah, just start like kind of.
But yeah, it's still like threadbare and torn in places. And
Is there a way I
I'm
can
going
mend
to
it?
eventually convince
could
you that
cast
you would
mending,
like
yeah.
a new.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
nice new
mend it.
coat.
I mean,
Well, you would have to refile everything just the way I filed it. And I like kind of open up the coat, and there's like all the strings and everything.
You look kind of like a watch salesman, but with just
Yeah,
like
it's just
vials.
like
Yeah.
vials in little tiny bags and like sand and stuff.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
yeah, you see Riven like reaching out to cast a spell at you two.
What are you doing?
Just mending it.
The jacket?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a couple loose threads.
I know what mending is, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna cast mending on it.
Okay, yeah, like it tidies up a bit. Looks a little newer.
Well, we're in better shape than we were, and with that hat, you'll be looking as good as new.
Thank you for my present.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Heard a little bit to say, didn't
Yeah.
you?
So as this conversation, you hear just from down the street a little bit. Found one yet?
If we don't look up, it'll go away.
Here, we're not looking at.
I don't know, but I can only assume it's at me.
Considering the finding it of one, I would say it must be.
Yeah.
And you see
Heard that taunt before.
you see as you all are pointedly not turning towards this voice, you see a human woman walk up and just sort of plant herself in front of Oligar. And you can all see she has a similar mark to what he has on his neck, but hers is around her eyes. And she just looks at you and she says, "Well,
No. But thanks for asking. I'm glad you're concerned.
yeah, well, I don't know if that makes me happy or sad.
I found quite a few of them.
Well,
Brought them back as a different issue.
That's amazing. Anyway,
I've developed quite a skill.
so,
I'm kind of stuck between them. I'm sensing some tension here.
well, let me put it this way. Oligar brings me quite a bit of joy at his lack of being able to do what our house does. But since I don't really care what our house does, I don't really care. But it is funny to watch him squirm because he cares so much about what they do.
Can I tell, like, if he's, like, offended by this or if he's getting upset?
I don't know, what is Oligar doing?
Yep, I'm highly used to it, but also at the same time, it stings.
Is your
a little
eyebrow twitching a little bit?
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
She says, well,
First of all, that voice hurts. Second of all, how are you?
well, you know. My establishment's down the road. You want to go talk?
Sure.
All right. I figure I can maybe throw you a bone. Give you an easy one.
Oh yeah?
Well, you know, I got a lot on my plate. Why don't you, let's just come with me and we'll talk.
That's. I feel like that's just shade, but all right.
All right. So yeah, she leads you back to this, and you can see it's like these like smoky glass windows, and it says Theron de Velderin's Investigative Services, like stenciled on the window. And she unlocks the door and walks in. And you can see when you walk in, there's like these two wooden desks, and then like a door that goes into the back. And it just looks like so gauche PI shop. And she walks to the back door and unlocks it. And she walks in and she'll kind of usher all of you in. And there's several chairs and she'll sit down. She says, So here's the deal. I can't keep up with the work that's coming my way. And I could, to be fair, pawn off some of my easier jobs on you. They probably don't pay great. But
Are we all?
yeah, you can all go in if you want, yeah.
Okay.
She goes, they're not house jobs. She's like, Magram will probably come down on you. But if you just don't tell them, they're never going to know. When was the last time Magram came to Sharn? I don't know.
Magram don't know won't hurt, correct?
I don't know who that is, but yeah.
I will tell you who has come to Sharn. Kundarashta came to Sharn.
Really?
Yeah, the 3 house retainers that have been assigned to me for, 10 years, gone. Because I do outside work.
Well, it's been a while since I've been back anyway. I mean, don't have anything to show. Why go back?
Yeah, well, you know what? Like I said, I think you can handle these. And, I mean, you've got these, I guess these are your friends?
Yeah.
You could say that.
One would assume at this point.
Well.
I mean, I'm pretty good at finding and assuming things at this point, so.
Yeah. And for you two, this is actually kind of weird. It might be weird for you too, because she's a human that has the same mark that he does.
And that's typically just like an orc mark.
It's generally one race.
I think Gendrix would probably be familiar with
Yeah. Give me a hit. Give me an Arcana check.
Would I even really know anything though? Because I don't really have a dragon mark, nor have I really.
No, but like,
interacted
I mean,
with
everyone kind of knows about dragon marks,
Okay.
like the
14.
basics. Yeah, you know that Thrash, every now, like they'll get a human every now and then. Something weird with human orc interactions that have made half orcs, and sometimes there'll be a bloodline where it'll just pop up in a human. You looking at her, like she's got sort of those brutish features. Like she's not a pretty woman. Like she's not attractive. She's got sort of a thick jaw, but she doesn't have tusks or anything. Like she's like, or green skin.
She looks like one minus the major flags of being.
Yeah, she's got kind of a heavy brow, and you would not, you'd kind of be like, ooh, she's not exactly attractive, but
Gotcha.
she's like, so I mean, are you interested?
Sure.
I mean,
Why not?
you could help me out. I mean, like I said, I mean, look, I know that you don't like me, and
Why? Because you taunt me at every turn?
yeah,
Couldn't imagine.
but it would be nice to have somebody else in the city that, is willing to do other work besides housework. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of inquisitors in this city that are idiots. Like more of an idiot than you.
I'm not an idiot. I just suck.
How many bounties have you brought in?
Next question.
She just sort of pointedly looks at you and goes, 1. His first one, he had a lot of promise. I don't know what happened at that point.
And how long ago was that?
Next question.
She says, all right,
Tell you the story one day.
so I'll tell you what I got. You tell me if any of it sounds like something you want to try. And if not, whatever. She's like, I got a couple of things that I think would work. So first one, you're familiar with Cogsgate, right?
Am I? I don't know.
It's in Lower Tavik's Landing. Actually pretty close to where you were last night.
Yeah.
But it's the entrance into the Cogs, which is like the sewers, basically, the under crap of Sharn. She says, apparently there's some weird kind of ogres that have been coming up through Cogsgate. Apparently they've lived pretty peacefully down in the Cogs for ages, but for some reason they're getting pissed. And there's a foreman down there that wants somebody to help out. I'll be honest with you, I just don't have time to go to a lower ward. But he came in my shop, asked if I could do it. I told him I'd see what I could do.
Wow, I knew we were going to get your shit jobs, but...
Yeah. Second one, there's a little bar over in Lower Dura called the Rusty Ratchet. There's been a couple of weird folks weird deaths over there. People dying, like in the bar, or near the bar. Like scratches all over their face and necks. I don't know what that's about. And the owner of the Rusty Ratchet just wanted somebody to maybe take a look at, see,
Sure.
scope the place out, see what's happening.
We could do that.
Last thing I got, I don't really know much on this one. It's just someone came in here, a lady came in here, elven woman actually, came in here and said that there's been some companions, especially you guys from the city who know that companions are prostitutes, but like it's not frowned, like, it's completely illegal. It's not frowned upon. In fact, like if you can be a companion like in the upper wards, like that's a really good living.
Nice.
And you kind of do it, you know, if you've ever like seen Firefly, you're familiar with like how the companions work in Firefly. It's sort of like that. But if you're in the lower wards, it's terrible for the most part. She says they found like no one's dying, but over in Cliffside and Sharn's Welcome, it's like the port area. It's already a seedy place to begin with, you know. But they've found some companions that have been like disfigured. I don't know.
Not
like I said,
killed,
this
just
elven woman,
disfigured.
this elven woman came in and told me about it. Said, you know, maybe talk to some of the brothel owners, see if there's anything in it.
But so they haven't been killed. They were just disfigured.
No, they've been like cut up.
Are they not speaking about the action?
They don't. Most of them don't really remember what happened. They don't really know what happened.
See.
At least from what I was told. I mean, like I said, I haven't gone down to investigate yet. This one actually just came in yesterday, so I kind of thought about taking it, but once again, it's not bringing anyone in. It's asking questions and talking. And to be fair, I'm just not super interested. There was no gold like on the table for it initially, but you know, I mean, obviously, if you've got brothel owners, they don't want their employees getting marred up. Probably hurt business. So
Yeah.
Eberron's oldest profession, there's always money to be made around that lot.
yeah,
True. Well, we'll take them.
take all three.
Why not?
All right. Well, the first two I actually have preliminary contracts for. So, are you staying anywhere? Just
We're at
you
the
got a residence, or are you staying in an inn?
Captain Daughters. Daughters Captain.
Captain Daughters.
Oh,
Captain
well,
Daughters.
I mean, you're right there by Cogsgate. So.
Captain Dotter. Captain Dart.
Daughters.
Captain's daughter.
Dollars.
I remember old Silas. He's okay.
Nice fella.
He's all right. So yeah.
Maybe I'll manage to bring one in for you.
I mean, you figure one of these out, and, you know,
As long as it ain't bringing somebody in.
maybe. But maybe get your footing right, and you know, I think there's something that could be done about the house.
We'll see. Let me know if you hear something else, or if anybody comes for a visit.
Yeah, sure. She said, Derek's getting old, so I don't know who's going to take over his seat when he dies. But
You planning on going back and taking over?
I mean, they wouldn't put, no offense, they wouldn't put another half-orc on the council, would they? They got to have one human. Like, we do get the mark.
Gotta have one.
Yeah, well.
Sure as hell wouldn't put me on it.
Well, I mean, I don't see Magram dying anytime soon, so. Not naturally, at least. She's
No.
young. Kundarashta, though, you know, he's the bastard. Someone should kill him.
Definitely be unnaturally.
Yeah. But, anyway, if you'll take those off my hands, let me know when they're done. Just bring the contracts back to me when they're done, and I'll get you in touch with who offered them.
Will do.
All right. Well, I'm sure it was a pleasure. meeting all of you.
Oh, absolutely. A woman as lovely as yourself. Always.
Oh, shut up.
She's a treat.
I see that.
Not for the eyes, just a treat.
My eyes are quite treated.
Well,
How many bounties have you brought in?
she sort of looks over at a wall that just has like all of these like paintings on it.
I'm already got up and just walked.
She's like, those are the important ones.
Are they like trophies?
Uh,
Are the paintings just of like faces of like people she's brought in?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like mugshots.
I'll walk over to it and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, oh,
She's like, I'm good at my job.
I see. Congratulations.
All right, well. And she'll show you out.
Farewell. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the day, Gendrix has kind of been keeping his ear open as they pass by, crowds of people standing, talking,
Mhm.
whatever. I would like to know what kind of information about, just like what kind of information about tensions in the city we might have picked up just by casually walking by.
Okay, sure. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I rolled you today. Let's see what kind of good stuff I get from you.
Considering I never put my goggles back down.
Fudge. 8.
8. I mean, you hear bits and pieces. I mean, not a lot of people talking about that kind of a thing. You do hear like some stuff. Kind of the biggest thing that you hear is that at the Tain's Gala. Let me pull this up and see the Tain's Gala this month, which was a couple of weeks ago. You've lived here long enough, and you would know that Tain's Gala is held on the first far of every month, which is Friday.
Okay.
And it's at this big place up in Skyway that was specially built by the Tain family so that they could house what are called the 60 families, like the 60 most influential families in Sharn. They have this big gala every year. You hear that a person or a group of people that were showed up on a small airship and basically like pulled the airship up like right next to the Tain banquet hall, and like several people disembarked and they killed a few guards and they came in and robbed everyone of like all of their like jewelry and that kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And then they jumped back on their little airship and flew away.
Okay. I don't happen to hear like a name dropped.
You hear like some of the names of the families, like the influential, but they're names you've heard before.
But
You don't hear any like a scuttlebutt of who it was.
Gotcha.
It was just some person or some small group of people.
Okay. Cool. Just getting a little water cooler talk.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys have several different things that you could look into. So I think that's where we'll stop for tonight. So you guys can throughout the week kind of decide like which one of those things you want to look into, and just sort of, if you want to look into more than one of them, that's fine. Just kind of let me know. That way I got an idea of how they all are going to go, but just so we can like have maps and stuff like that if you have to do any fighting or stuff like that. So
Okay. Cool.
just think about which jobs you want to take.
Thinking about all these jobs.
You can stop us, Weston.